Futures pointing to a lower open coming up this morning with markets digesting some earnings misses from the tech sector. Yeah, we're talking about Apple and Amazon, both to the downside this morning. Not significantly, about 3 and 4% each, but dragging the overall market and sentiment along with it back to the downside. Amazon down about 4%, as we said, coming off lower guidance for the fourth quarter of the year for Amazon. Apple pointing to supply chain disruptions for them, missing on a couple of metrics. We'll talk about both here coming up. Even with some of these recent kind of blips in the radar for earnings, we're still looking at above 80% beating expectations on earnings this reporting season. It's the last trading day of the month. If you haven't looked at a calendar recently, the S&P up 6.7% heading into this session today. We have the Dow up 5.6% and the NASDAQ about 7% on the month. So it has been very, very positive. Lots to talk about this morning. Let's get right to it, shall we? It's Friday, October 29th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at how things are shaping up so far this morning. Yeah, losses we saw come into the market late in the day yesterday, getting a little bit of extension here to start things off. 0.75 for the NASDAQ, about 0.4 for the S&P to the downside. Crude oil 0.8 to the downside. Bitcoin flat. We have Ethereum 1.8% in positive territory. Sean has taken this whole hot dog thing a little bit literally this year.
Little far.
It is the human hot dog cannon, Sean?
Yeah, we're going to be firing off some cannons today. Hopefully we fire off some winners as well. But yeah, we've got the whole hot dog. We've got the, it's got the lettuce. We've got the mustard, the hot dog. We'll be firing off.
Oh, that's not relish?
Relish. Yeah, relish. Sorry, not lettuce. There it is. Happy Halloween. Oh, you know what? I got to get the Halloween things going on the system here. But here we go. It's hot dog time. We'll be firing. No, I do not have my mic on.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't have.
I guess I need my mic on. I guess.
Probably. Where do you even put the mic on that thing? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I had to squeeze mine on. It's like we're having some fun today, but I should have come as a beer and a dog, which I actually knew what you were gonna do. So I could have done that. Duff Man would have been fun, but
I don't even know where I can put my.
That works.
There we go.
That'll work. That'll work.
But now I kind of.
There you go.
It looks like I have a fly on the hot dog or something right now.
Well, if it's street meat,
anyways,
you
we're going to
never
be
know.
firing off the hot dog cans. We've got the mustard. We've got the relish. We're ready to rock and roll here. But we won't be wearing this too much while trading. So, I don't know. Hopefully we can get some winners today. Got to pay for this costume. Yeah, it's a good one. Nice to be beside my man here today as we'll go up in space. You have to trade some Virgin Galactic or something.
Do I have to?
Or what did? No, he went up in the Amazon. So Blue Origin.
We'll have to watch Amazon today because, although, hey man, long term for Amazon.
Where's my hot dog guy, bro? I keep forgetting.
The Halloween page only has a few things on it.
I don't even have the Halloween page because my buttons are all
it's got
messed
fun
up
stuff.
here.
We got this going on.
Where's the hot dog guy here? Hold on. What the?
That was a little abrupt.
Okay, it's this one. Here we go. Ready?
That was a little sudden.
So happy Halloween. We're a bunch of idiots over here. So, it should be a fun day today. Thank you for watching. And there it is. There's the hot dog. We got Rob. You got to get a. Did you just get a picture of Rob there? Let's get a picture.
Show Rob, please.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
We were saying, is it more Sideshow Bob or Krusty the Clown? But it's very, very original. So let's get ready, guys. Yeah, this is another thing. Let's break. Wait till you see Ms. V first of all, and then let's break the like record today if we can. If everybody could just hit likes, I'm actually sitting here in a damn hot dog costume for you guys, So let's have some fun. Neil's up in here. We've got a clown up in there. Brendan looks freaking amazing.
It's a 2-foot fro that Rob is wearing right now.
The best thing about Brendan is you know what Brendan's costume is? I found a name for it. Status quo. That's what he's dressed up as, status quo. So let's go back over to Brendan and then maybe we'll go to V. I don't know. I'm just going to throw it back to you, Brendan. We're all crazy.
Sean, I wanted. Can we play the hot dog cannon gun thing again?
Yeah, of course.
Just quickly. The mustard on the graphic is identical. How on earth did you
Because that's how you're supposed to put mustard on a hot dog.
Nailed it.
Here comes again.
Nailed it.
There we go.
That's perfect.
I mean, Brennan,
There's
some of
no-
us put effort in, Mr. Status Quo.
There's no,
you know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying? Like,
it.
you know what? Brennan,
Actually, whoa, wait a
No,
second.
look,
That's not Brendan.
Now I
That's
have a
not
bone to
Brendan.
pick. He could have wore the data hat. That's the first thing.
No, go to the other one.
And then, yeah, I know. I don't know if I have the. Do you guys have the other one for Brendan? I don't know. The goat one. I mean, why? Brendan could have wore a goat suit, like the most obvious thing. Anyways, I digress. Why don't, if you guys are ready, why don't we? Let's go over to Brendan. He'll do the throw because.
Yeah, let's. I mean, everybody's waiting.
And get
for
Maggie
her.
too.
Let's bring her in, guys.
Don't that we don't see it.
Say good morning to Miss V.
Good morning, guys. Happy spooky morning. I'm a Starbucks mermaid today, and also I thought I need a little bit more green to bring luck and positivity to my favorite trading community. Guys, have a wonderful day, have fun, smash the like button, and let's get it started, Brandon.
Let's indeed get it started, guys. Lots to get through this morning as we head towards the open of, the last trading day in the month, which is crazy to think about. We'll get into a brand new month coming up on Monday, but we got to talk about some earnings to kick things off here this morning. Obviously, both Apple and Amazon to the downside this morning. The NASDAQ under pressure as a result. I mean, we're up nicely on the month here, but overall, this could be a sign of things to come, guys, heading towards the open here.
Well, you know, in all seriousness, when we sat down this morning, it's like, of course, when we're having supply chain concerns, when you get to big earnings week, it's the two companies out of FANG that probably most reliant on the supply chain and actually give a damn about it that report last. So we're going to get a negative, I guess, start of a print here today. But let's keep in mind it was a strong week anyways, and you might have been in that situation where people are taking profits. I'm not worried about either of those long term, but we know it's a problem. Supply chain, supply chain, supply chain.
Okay. So look, Apple, they come out. The thing I wrote down. Get off my head for a second here. The thing that I wrote down. It's easier to hear this way also as well. The thing I wrote down about Apple. First of all, Facebook. I'm already long there. Look, Apple. They took that $6 billion write-off there, I guess, due to supply chain. I mean, it wasn't really a write-off. It's just that's what the costs were there. And then their revenues came in still $83.4 billion versus expected $84 billion. So if they get that $6 billion back, which they can't, it's a supply chain issue. It's part of the business. It is what it is. But to me, it's the same story as before. Apple doesn't have a problem. This is just not company specific. We already know all about these issues. And I just feel like Apple right now down 3.5%. Guys, we were up 2.5% yesterday. You know, so that chart's not going to show up because of that. Like we're just where, you know, like yesterday we had a nice move up yesterday. Now today we're going to fade back down right to the 50-period moving average. We were $5 away from all-time highs that closed yesterday, right? So and now Apple's not even going to break below the 50-period moving average. If it does, man, I'm a buyer down here 140, 142. I think this report does give us that opportunity. And I know we started with the market, but I mean I don't think there's any more important name obviously in any of these indexes than Apple. We will go over their earnings, Brendan, but I was actually somewhat pleased despite the numbers not being huge. I'm actually really happy with the way the market is reacting to this Apple print.
Yeah, there was a bright spot, guys. Well, as we said, we'll get into it here, but 83% jump, guys, for China sales in the quarter for Apple. So huge number coming out of China. The other big headline came out yesterday afternoon surrounding not WeMe Metaverse, but Facebook obviously changing its name to Meta Platforms Incorporated, I guess is the official full-length version. But WeMe on the move here this morning to the upside. They filed for a trademark application for WeMe Metaverse, guys.
I mean,
just before we go, Neil, I don't want these to leave here.
Monkey Shiner.
Yeah, I missed a couple of the super chats, so I apologize, and I can't. They're gone now, but thank you to Alex so much. You got Monkey Shiner there. Thank you to Christian for becoming a member. And then thank you. Oh, yeah, there it is. You got it, Monkey Shiner. Okay, sorry about that. So we did see that all there. Thank you so much, guys, for all the support. And I think this is going to be the best episode of the whole year. Hopefully we can put some money in our pockets as well today. But go ahead about WeMe. I just want to say thank you to everybody. And yesterday also, guys, we'll fire off the chicken here because yesterday we did hit
250.
Oh yeah, that's a chicken cannon. 250,000 subscribers. So thank you so much to everybody for subscribing to the show and liking it. And hopefully you can just spread the word. And then today's going to be like day as well. 640 likes. If we can get this going, guys. If you're watching now, 2,400 people watching. I'm not sure why this isn't at 2,400. So if we can get everybody just to smack the like here. Neil I wearing costumes. Brendan wearing costume. Everybody is in a costume today. So let's get ready to rock and roll. Mr. Weemy, it's on you.
So look, man, it's crazy that everyone's latching on to this metaverse thing, but yeah, they make a patent for Weemy Metaverse, and they're going to be up 22%. Now it had a bit of a breakout of 550. I already took a dip as well into VWAP here. Let's just play. I'm just playing off the momentum. I think as long as it's above 5.25, I'll be long this. And then if it gets below 5, fair enough. But by the way, I'm half cracking up because I love you guys.
See something that someone wrote here? This is the best.
You guys are all over in the chat. And we're having trouble keeping it together. You guys are amazing.
I got it. This is the best thing. The DC Guitar 13. So what's up, DC Guitar 13? Like to see you as a member, by the way, $5. Brendan is dressed as a 1970s appliance salesman.
I could.
That is honestly.
I don't know why the 70s.
There he is, like a boss. See, there he goes. So yeah. So guys, remember he's having a problem with his range. So this is the thing. So he's motivated by the sales. So there you go, 1970.
This is a new problem.
Glenn Ross. I mean, that's basically
always be closing, man.
Yeah, he's always closing. So anyway, sorry to interrupt about that, but I just saw that. And
Coffee's for closers, so be easy on those sips there, Brendo. But there was also a ridiculous stock like Meta in Canada, MMAT, which was moving around. This is not obviously the new Facebook. It's kind of crazy that you even had moves on something like this. But typically moves happen. People make mistakes. There's a Meta ETF. So just try not to be that person. It's not till December 1st that Facebook. I guess we say Meta now. When Meta makes the changeover and their symbol actually makes that move. So try not to get caught up. I think some of these are going to end up getting faded. Others are going to have actual. Something like a Roblox, that's actually related to this phenomenon, which, by the way, is going to take years and years and years for their vision. It's not really an overnight thing.
It's Meta Materials, is that MMAT. I mean, they make the plastic forms that chips go into before they go into actual devices and other wireless components and things of that nature. MMAT though, teeny tiny one, 1.2 billion market cap on that one. Let's talk about Squid Games because why not? There's a cryptocurrency now, guys. For Squid Games, someone went to the effort of making an actual cryptocurrency that's up a staggering. Where's the number down here? 2,300% I saw in the first couple of days of Squid Game cryptocurrency.
Oh.
Put her on.
Hello. There we go.
Is.
So there's Maggie there dressed up. She's going to be part of Red Light, Green Light today. So hopefully she can survive. Thank you so much, Maggie, for that. But I told you tonight.
It's an actual game, that thing, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. In Beavers, we play that in Scouts.
No, I mean this squid, this token, you buy that token, you get the token
for the token
to then be able to use it to pay to get in the game, and then when you play the game, everyone pays to get in, and then the pool increases, sort of the same way. I forget the numbers of how many people are playing the first round, red light, green light, but it seems pretty cool. If you're into Squid Game, why not? I mean, I don't know at this point. I don't know about how the token is gonna go. At least it's going to have some kind of a use, but it just feels like one of those things where you're catching onto a phenomenon, and in two ways, right? Like Squid Game, and then you're catching on to the we call it the crypto blow up, but. I mean, Shiba even right now is pulling back at least a little bit here today. The last couple of days, it was free money, just sort of catching morning dips. But I think a little bit more resistance going in today. And I don't know how much this has to do with it. Certainly a lot of fun. That squid coin. I couldn't find it's probably a good place to quote it, but I was trying to check to see where I could find.
Man, there's no exchanges for that thing.
No, but you could probably still see transactions and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there's a site I could have gone to be able to find it, but I was checking. I
thought there was also a story that you couldn't sell it, that they were limiting people from selling or something. I don't know.
I know you can use it in the game, and then if you
Shiba
win,
Inu, the real coin.
Of course it's real, and it's spectacular.
I mean, here's the chart right now, 6.7 right now for Shiba Inu. So what's up, Shiba Army? Right now, my kid's still wondering why I'm running around the house saying Shiba Army all the time. But you can see 6.7 right here, dropping from 7.5. I don't know if I can. I try to make this a little bit bigger, but it doesn't work out too well. Up a staggering 116 million% this year, and still making. There was that story of some kid that, or I don't know if he was a kid or not, but I don't think it's real either. Dropped in $8,000 and now worth 5.7 billion. So hold my beer, Jeff Bezos and all that stuff. All you have to do is invest in some of these coins and wait 400 days. But is that real, guys? Is that real? I don't know, because I think, like, how could you let your account get to $5.7 billion? Like, how could you even let it get to that? Like the minute I drop in $8,000 and I'm up like a milli, then it's then it's hot dog firing time, right? I mean,
like everybody did with Bitcoin. You're like, yeah, and then it's like, no.
Maybe you hold half, like you turn $8,000 into $1 million. I don't know. Maybe you hold. Maybe you don't. Maybe you do hold. There are people that honestly are holding these things just out of principle, right?
Yes,
it's like
that is true.
It's money is not super important. It's not money is not even the most important. I mean, we can talk about this over and over again. Obviously, family and health and things like that, and people trying to make statements with their account. But hey, if my account had a B behind it. I mean, I'd be cashing out a Shiba Army right away. I'd be
cash rules everything around me.
Yeah, cream. Get that money, Brendan. Dollar bills, y'all.
That's a lot of digits. Yeah.
Brendan has no idea what we just said.
Able to.
Yo, what's up, Michael Noss?
It's Friday. Michael Noss, chartered market technician from Trade Ideas, joining us on a regularly scheduled Friday. Good to see you as always, Michael. Let's get into the market, shall we, and talk about some trading around here for a Friday. It's the last day of the month, which is crazy to me, but let's jump into some ideas here for us.
Sure thing. Well, first of all, I guess I'll just say I'm dressed as a Canadian with the plaid here. I guess that will be good enough. I didn't get the memo. I feel a little underdressed, but seems like you guys are having fun, which is fantastic. But again, right into the market, let's talk about the first chart I have up here while I go over a new trading concept for you. Jump scares and everything. So we're going to talk about an RSI divergence to get started. So this is essentially a new trading concept that I want to talk about that is really heavily studied by us CMTs, and I think is good for you bottom pickers out there. So everything I've done so far has been kind of breakout or trend continuation. So we're going to talk about a little bit of bottom picking, because again, it can be very fun and very profitable if and when you get that. So essentially the blue line at the bottom here is RSI, which is a relative strength index. Most trading platforms and brokers and things like this will have this, and it's essentially a momentum indicator. So what we're looking for is for the price of the stock to make a new low where the RSI doesn't make a new low. And essentially what this will mean for a lot of traders and investors is that this new low took less energy to create than the new low before it, and can be kind of an early warning sign of a potential reversal. So again, if you're into bottom fishing, if you're into, the buy low, sell high type of mentality, this is definitely something to look at. And one of the reasons I'm talking about this today is that Trade Ideas, we actually launched a new scanner in our beta where you can find stocks that are doing this on the daily chart to both the upside and the downside. But today we're just going to go through the upside. So that's kind of the idea, is you're looking for stocks to make new lows, and you're looking for those new lows to take less energy than the new lows before it. That in and of itself is obviously not a trading plan, but it's a good early warning sign to build a trading plan around. So with WWE as this example of just one that worked, you could have taken that big green engulfing candle that you see with the second arrow I have there. Quite often, I like to look at it when it closes above the prior low. So as I talked about before, when you get the bottom that breaks support and then rips back up, you're able to, buy in, exactly where your stop is. If you're right, you have an excellent risk reward to play with these. So I've got some ideas for you guys, as always. So let's just quickly go through these. We'll start first with Tilray. And Tilray making lower lows while the RSI is making higher lows. It had that big green candle that got everyone excited. So I'm going to watch this one just to see if I can get some continuation from that. So I'm kind of looking at the high of that candle or, you know, somewhere near that. Let's go over to the next one, which is ATUS, which is some sort of TV and cable provider. Again, highlighted the RSI divergence here. I have the low marked at about 17.5. So if we can get over 17.5, I like this one. Under that, you know, that's when you have to get out, but you have that nice low of the move place to put your stop. The next one here is, I think, a favorite from all of you guys. I've heard you guys talk about this a bit, which is MindMed, which actually has the same pattern going on here. And yesterday has that nice big kind of igniting candle. So that kind of stopped at, I think the close was 249 on that one. So I'm actually watching for a close over 250 to participate. And then again, I've got a nice tight stop at lows there. Next one here is the Honest brand, which is a hilarious name if you have to call yourself that. But again, same kind of thing. The stock just made a new low with the RSI making a higher low. I've got 925, and I guess these guys make organic baby products. So over 925, interesting. Again, stop under the low. And last but not least is OUST, which does something with robots. I'm a technician, not a fundamental guy. So I always just learn the bare minimum. For this, I'm looking at this $7 area. If we can get and close above $7, again, that's where I'm interested in. And then my stop's only 50 cents away. So that gives me a pretty good risk reward. So that's a good new trading topic, I think, for some of you guys. Again, you know, trend continuation is one way to play. But at Trade Ideas, we scan for lots of different ways to play. And I'm really excited about this new scanner that we built. And again, you can get access to that over at tradeideas.com.
Thanks so much, as always, Michael. It's an interesting concept in the sense that, you know, we're looking at a daily time frame here, but, you know, these ideas, these patterns can be found really on any time frame. But, you know, as always, you do your homework, do your back testing.
Yes, I actually really like this one from an intraday, you know, a 2 or a 5 minute chart in the morning. If you're looking for a fade, it can first give you that early warning sign of, okay, this is something I should put on watch. And then just like you guys do there, you just pick your levels, you decide, okay, if it breaks this or if it pulls back to that, that's where I'm interested in. But you can go through and say, this is one thing that I'm interested in.
Michael Noss, Chartered Market Technician from Trade Ideas. Thank you, as always. Have a great weekend. We'll talk again next week.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good one.
Great stuff. Yeah, interesting idea there, guys. I mean, more on the technical side. Obviously, we tend to focus on things with some sort of reason why they're moving around. But if you're going out to a higher time frame, something to consider possibly.
Yeah, and MindMed on there, why not? So definitely a lot of fun. Look, it's always good to get different perspectives. We'll talk about it. Everyone here talks about like technicals and fundamentals. They can matter when you're momentum trading. Look, a lot of times it can be about the charts. You just stay in your lane. And I remember a smart person once said, you know, you try not to mix those thoughts. It's like left brain, right brain. If you're making a trade based on fundamentals, and leave it there. If you're making a trade based on momentum in the charts and the technicals, then stay in that lane. Sometimes you can combine those two things, but I think that's dead on. There was a huge buyer on Weemy here that I just because I'm still on this stock. It actually dipped down, and there was a huge seller at 550, I should say. So I got a bunch out in front of there. It bounced off VWAP again, and then came up, and is now a buyer at 535 for 200,000. That was taking some of that fill. So just a little bit of level 2 action here in the pre-market. It's done decent volume, but that's not a unsizable order. So I'm going to pay attention to that. I don't want to see it break, obviously being long in front of it, but you know, sometimes those are real. It feels like that one is because they took some fills.
Yeah, it's always great having Michael Noss up there, and I didn't mean to scare him, but you know, that's actually a really good one. I really like that one there. I don't know about the ghost one, but either way, if you're joining us for the first time, happy Halloween, and there we go. It's going to be a fun show here. I'm already in a scary position with Facebook, and we've talked about Weemy, and now we're going over to the board to see what's been upgraded and downgraded anyways today, Brendo.
A lot, as per usual, guys. There's the big two here. So they both miss, and then they both have multiple price target increases, multiple positive notes from analysts on Amazon and Apple. Lululemon back in positive territory. Hershey's down there. Starbucks, another earnings name. Shopify, we saw with a big move yesterday. This Futu China issues continuing for them, guys.
Yeah, just pile on with Futu, man. Like, as if it's not down enough. That's like that one's scary. No, I mean Futu. No, Futu is scary.
Oh, Futu is scary.
I just want to see this one because I haven't seen this one. That's
Ooh. With money.
Oh, and then money comes out. Okay, now I like that one a lot. Okay, thank
like
you very
it.
much, Rob. He works hard at all these. As you can tell, Rob likes the holidays a little bit. He certainly likes Halloween. Futu down again. I mean, you got to be kidding me. This is one of the ugliest looking charts you'll see. If it gets to $50, wow, that is a monster level. It was a bit of a bounce back play. So we had that to the long side just for that dead cat bounce. I don't know if it has that one in it today going into the weekend. Sometimes it can be a bit of a risk off. If it pops too far, I mean, if I see 60s, I'd short this thing. Catching a downgrade is just piling on for this name. Twice they've taken shots at it. Essentially, CCP calling their business somewhat illegal, at least certain aspects of it, and that's never a good sign. It's not a good sign for them. And Tiger is also probably going to likely move in lockstep with this. So if you're trading TIGR, know that it follows Futu to kind of go lockstep.
Yeah, so I'm just messaging Valeria here, get some new plans going on. I'm interested in WDC right now. I think a nice move to the downside here today. Obviously, they're the ones that got crushed today out of all of the chip makers, semi, this and that. WDC, it's on our watch list. Make sure you grab that watch list on tradertv.live. But a big miss here for Western Dig today. There's not even any levels here. If you look, I have to find my daily chart, and once I do, I'll go over it. But there it is here. Yeah. So I mean, it's been a negative story for Western Digital. There's almost no positive days. Kind of an easy one to see there with Taiwan, and everything's been going sort of southbound for them on their chips and on what they provide. So it's going to be on the watch list. But this is another name that we're talking about. It's on my sticky note as well. I want to be hella short this name, but I'm just wondering if we can come upside a little bit. I mean, the market's down 0.93, which is obviously not nice here today. I just wonder if there's going to be a little bit of a relief rally. I want to see what happens to Apple, because if they start buying up Apple, then that will naturally lift the market, and some of these other beatdown names may get falsely sort of, here it goes now, breaking 50. Damn it. Like, I wrote on here that I wanted the break down there. Well, I didn't write down any breaks, but I did want that pre-market break of 50-50 and didn't take it. So Western Digital now, I think anyways, I just wonder if rising tides lift all ships here, and right now the tide is not rising. So let's wait to see. I want to short Western Digital, but it's down so much right now that I think right here with 33 minutes to go, a little bit premature. I am in. Look, this is a very, very small position. I told you I'm not going to get caught like we did yesterday on Facebook, where we actually wound up getting a 308 print and turned Facebook positive when we got out at 315, and then it ripped up to 322. So the same thing happened to me yesterday, where I started to build, and it's too bad it's not here, but I started to build the position early in the pre-market and then just averaged in all the way down before eventually picking up some bottoms. So right now my next bid is at 318 in the middle here, and then we'll really put on a position if we get down into here. We'll be down a little bit at that point if that does happen, but right now we'll hold on to MVRS, aka Facebook, right now. We'll hold on to that for a little bit. As guess what, guys? I don't have my Bitcoin, but we'll do this for that. Because no one's being scared right now of any of their profits, as Ethereum yesterday in the after, I think it was last night at what time was it? And it looks like it's just breaking new highs right now, or close enough to it anyways, as we are trading at 43.14 right here. We make the new all-time high yesterday at 44.06 on Ether. So a big move up there. Gas prices are getting absolutely out of control. If you're in the NFT space, you know all about that. It's absolutely crazy. But for right now, a nice move up for Ethereum, breaking the highs and creating a new one. So congratulations anybody that's holding these coins as it's starting to make another move to the upside. So Bitcoin, crypto, that story is obviously far from done.
All right, let's get into what's moving around, guys. This little, drone maker, Ag Eagle, just popping up here on this headline. The U.S. Defense Innovation Unit picking them along with this SenseFly as a list of possibilities for some work. So UAVS just getting a bump here on some volume, back to 3 for UAVS. Let's talk about the watch list, guys. If you haven't done so already, make sure you sign up for the watch list. That is our good friend Ben Samaru. He's coming through today at 10:45 to talk about WonderFi. That is the watch list. If you're looking for the link, you can also quickly use that QR code. We're going to figure out a way to get that QR code kind of stationary in the corner of the screen or something, so it's easier to get at. But that's the watch list, guys. Absolutely free every single day. Apple, #1 on the list, as it should be today, down, however, after a bit of a miss here, guys. I mean, they kind of blamed it all on China, and they blamed it all on supply constraints. But the number out of China was the kind of standout for me. 83% increase again. China sales alone, which is huge.
Yeah, like the reality is it's not a lack of growth. It's just what everyone's dealing with it. And this is the difference between, you know, like Netflix and Microsoft and Apple and Amazon and Google's the other one I was thinking about there. And this is the real difference. It's like they're going to feel that crunch because you're having trouble with materials, you're having trouble with chips, and it's just going to slow down. It's going to slow down production. It's going to slow down sales, and those are all essentially temporary problems. The only thing people can argue about is how long that lasts. And if you're a long-term shareholder of Apple, unless you need the money in the next couple of quarters here, it probably doesn't matter. Now, let's be honest about it. There might be a buying opportunity if we actually were to crack lower. Like if today turns into one of these from 1% to 2% down type of days, and maybe we break yesterday's low, then maybe you get that opportunity in the 30s. I don't know that I get those feels here today because it's not exactly doom and gloom this morning, right? Like it fell down, bounced off of 45 or so, and you've essentially been barcoding. And when Sean's like, let's wait to see what happens with Apple because like look at this chart, right? It's a straight line. It's like Data's emotions in Star Trek.
Good one, yeah.
By the way, no one was able to get that I'm Lieutenant Commander Data. That means there's no real Star Trek fans out here. That's all I'm saying. The rank is even correct. That's how nerdy I am. But Apple, it's not moving, and I feel like if this was really going to be one of those capitulation down days, we'd be testing lower. There'd be a little bit of selling in the morning. So I'm not completely convinced it's going to be doom and gloom. Although everything lines up that way with the strong week. Amazon missed as well. I think that can drag things down. I think that's going to be a buying opportunity as well. Every 10% drop, and I think people here might have a tendency to overreact to end the week. We'll see what happens off of the open, but long term, you're not really having any issues here that I think extend past like a year or two, and the market's always looking half that time period ahead. So at the end of the day, I'm not sure it'll be the day trade. There's plenty to look at. I got my eye on Tesla. DWAC, by the way, is starting to make a bit of a move to the upside. I want to fade that on any pop today. Tried the long breakout on DWAC yesterday, and that was only okay. I think the short could be a good one if I can fade off the top.
I mean, I have no idea who Tuvok is, but people saying maybe that's who you were. I don't know. Plus, you don't have a blue scarf, whatever that means. I did want to say a shout out to some new members. Someone posted, and we always try to shout out new members. We did get a few super chats there. So if you are a new member today, write it in the chat, and I will shout you out. So sorry about that if we did miss that on a new member alert there. So what's up, Shakib? Get into NFT coin? Yeah, I mean, I'm a Wall Street Bull holder now, by the way. So number 498, Wall Street Bulls NFT. So yeah, I'm all about the NFT, Shakib. So send that to me. Text it, or not text it. Tweet it at me. Whatever. Any ideas you guys have, tweet them at me. I mean, I'll retweet them if I think it's a decent idea, and I'll look into it as well. So okay, Apple down to the downside here, 147. I know that's what we're talking about here. Supply chain be damned. They already told us that back here. This was the Epic Games fall from grace, and then it was somewhere around here where Morgan Stanley came out and was like, oh yeah, by the way, there's going to be supply chain issues, and it was like, yeah, we know about that already. And then that's where it made this base at 140. I think this is a good opportunity to maybe get long 140 again if you get that drop. I don't think we will, but if you do, it's going to be right there. The key number for me here, and it's on our watch list, so you guys can find it right there, but $83 billion in net revenues there when they did quarterly revenue, when they did take a $6 billion hit due to supply chain. So they were going to blow the numbers out, and then we would be talking about an all-time high beat. But those exist, and right now you can see there's a lot of uncertainty with Apple. I mean, on the day they reported, we're in a 146 bottom, 146.80, 147.30 top. So right now we're barcoding in the pre-market, so not much expectations here. On a 20-minute chart, I mean, I think we can get back to 148, take that out and see what happens. The NASDAQ holding down 0.91%. Look, not much has changed for the Apple story. I think demand will be there. If it's not there now, it will be there once they get it fixed. I just got Marissa last night, the iPhone 13 Pro. Obviously, she's loving it. It's all about the camera. I mean, every iPhone seems to be all about the camera. So she got the iPhone 13 Pro, so I'm adding to the Apple story as well. And I like this 148 bottom, and we'll see if it takes it out. I think we just start to creep up all day. I don't expect a crazy day here for Apple, so some of the options aren't really going to print, I don't think, but we'll wait to see what happens here. I mean, you get a breakdown. I just wrote down watch out for like a 140-ish level. I don't think we're going to get that today, more on a day trade, but I like Apple down here. I'm going to start to buy at 142, 140. If we're lucky enough to get that today, then we pull the trigger.
All right, let's go to Arun and get a check of the overall market, see what we need to be aware of here. Arun, we are, as we said, nicely up on the month right across the board for all three markets, but it's the last day of the month. What are you looking at today?
Last day of the month tends to bring volatility, especially with the kind of month that we've had sitting near, like Neil said, we've had a strong week. We're sitting at near all-time highs. We're 20 points off, 30 points off, actually. And the market at some point has to take a breather, and maybe readjust, make some movements in portfolios, make some adjustments, and typically it tends to happen at the end of the month. So I would expect with all the earnings, major earnings done, especially with Apple last night, and Amazon as well, now we can actually figure out what the portfolio movements are going to be towards the end of the day. You're going to see some, I would imagine there's going to be some volatility towards the end of the day. But in terms of levels and intraday trading, the market hasn't really done a whole lot in the last 4 days. The levels are the same, 45.90 up top, 45.40 down below. It's a soft 40, so wait to see how it trades past that point before make a decision on whether you're going to short or get out of a long. But it's still within that 50-point range. We've been here for 5 days, not a whole lot going on. Is it going to stick within this range the entire day? I mean, that remains to be seen, but I would imagine at least towards the end of the day, there's going to be a push in one direction, either towards that low or towards that high. And if you're looking at that high, you can't deny the fact that the 4,600, the round number is 10 points from that high. The high is 45.90 and 4,600 is right there. So if we push for that high, we imagine 4,600 would be looked at as well. So if we push to the bottom though, then it kind of opens the door out for some profit taking and some movement out of a range. So for now, I would say range trading is in play, so be aware of that. So any moves to the downside, you're looking for bids. I'm looking for anything below 50 to maybe find a trade that I can go long with. I'm looking for a setup, though. I'm not going to just jump right in. It does look like there's some negative, I guess, bias, as I would call it. There's a negative bias going into the open. We'll see if that holds, but this market is looking at pushing through 60 at the moment. So for now, there seems to be some negative bias towards 60. I'm looking for some bids around 50. If we can catch that, maybe a long is in play. And of course, if we get into above 70 into the 75, so I'm looking for potential shorts with the 90 as a stop. And then of course, if you break either range, then you go for that expansion trade on that end. But be aware that I would expect with the month ending and given the price points that we're at, I would imagine there's going to be some volatility towards the end of the day.
Great stuff. Thanks, Arun. We'll check back in again on Monday. Have a great weekend. Let's talk Facebook. Guys, Meta platforms, as we will now call it. I mean, Facebook's not going anywhere. They're not going to change Facebook, or Facebook alone will still be Facebook. But the corporate structure, similar to how Google's parent changed to Alphabet, has become Meta, guys. So we're up again here after that announcement yesterday.
Still not calling it Meta yet.
Yeah, we can't. That's going to be hard to do this, but I do have to. So I'm already long in it. I will talk about it here quickly, or not quickly. I'll do it, but I just want to say quickly, what's up to Susan, new member? I said I'd shout you guys out if I did see you. What's up to Richard as well? Thank you so much, Richard, for becoming a new member. And I believe there was a few others on there. Not you, Shakib. You've been here for a while. I don't know if I recognized you. A YAHT there. Thank you, Susan, again. And apparently there's been a few on there. What's up to Omar? Everybody that's a member. I mean, I'll shout out all members all the time anyways. Lucid yesterday up to 40 was good. We will talk about Lucid coming up very, very soon. So I talked about Facebook. Look, I think it's huge, man. I mean, the metaverse is going to be something that's huge. I love my Oculus Quest 2. I love it, but my kids love it even more. And they're the ones that are going to be fueling everything moving forward, right? And so I don't know. I like the fact that I think schooling, everything, like when you can be virtual, that's going to change the game for a lot of things. I mean, I'm not a gamer. I can't even imagine what this is going to mean for gaming, let alone for travel, for experiences. What about for storefronts, right? Like now you could possibly put on, your Oculus, get into the metaverse there and start like shopping at Lululemon, various stores like that. This is the future. This is sort of already happening. And yeah, I'm very, very excited for it. So are you going to have to go through some pain maybe because, you know, Facebook still does have obviously regulatory issues and scrutiny coming at them left, right, and center. So this drop here yesterday, obviously this move upside was monstrous. We were long down here at 308 and we averaged into this drop, which was nasty. And we only got positive once it ripped all the way back up. So this is not something that I want to re-engage in today. We started early here, just got excited, thought that we could revisit this. So we're in it twice now, very, very small position. You know, I don't have any other bids until 318. If we can come into this area where we sort of settled last night, around 315, 316, I think it's a hell of a buy. I mean, the market, I think, agrees with me here. We're up 1% when the market is down 1%. So Facebook today, I think it's going to get the bump. I mean, I don't know. We'll see if we get some upgrades, downgrades, whatever is going to come from this. But hey, man, I mean, I really like what they're doing. They're trying to change the game, and this is, in my opinion, a game changer. So let's stick with the long thesis here on Facebook. Some of you may like the short, and you're probably not going to be wrong. I think there's an opportunity for everybody to win today on hopefully what is a lot of volume and a fun Friday.
It definitely should be a fun Friday. It's going to be a fun Friday. I think we all know that.
And how the hell? Someone just put in there, I don't think I can trust a hot dog. And you know what? I wouldn't either.
What's wrong with, why wouldn't you trust a hot dog? I mean,
I like hot dogs.
It's an absolute staple, man. I don't know. Look, I'm a big baseball guy, so you know, a dog and a beer and a good game is what it's all about. But you need some sauerkraut. It's all about the kraut on the hot dog. The one thing I'll say to Facebook, look, this changed for them. You know, obviously, you know, they're not going to be the only ones engaging in the metaverse. Like there's so many other aspects of this that will change our lives, and it'll probably be a long transition for them. Just looking at the momentum in the chart, like there is a chance, because I look at this 321 top, this is your 200 period at moving average, and it was support before. If it turns into resistance, momentum standpoint, that would see this heading back into the downside, where I think like 295, 300 is going to be an awesome place to buy. Candidly, I almost never buy before earnings. I think I've done it like twice in my entire life. One of them was recently on Facebook, and I wouldn't be a buyer again until like 295 to 305, somewhere in that range, I would think. But I'd need to see it breaking out that 321. And just to come over, just because I know Lucid's moving, so let's try to talk about it here, because I know a lot of people were watching Lucid yesterday. A lot of people were trading it. We made about a gajillion trades on Lucid. Unfortunately, a lot of them were to the short side. Thank goodness 40 it turned. But it just recently tested the lower high that got put in the afternoon. That's at 38, and looks like it's trying to break out. 40 monster level, as you can see in yesterday's action. It pulled all the way back into 33 almost cleanly. So 40, I mean, if you're not staring at 40 for a potential squeeze break on Lucid, I don't know what you're looking at. I might try shorting that once. And this time, if 40 breaks and I make any other plays short that aren't 45 or 50, then you know I've done it wrong. And you guys heard me say it here. I probably said it yesterday that I should wait until 40. I probably said 35 and then 40 and didn't do that. So I want to make sure I stay to my word here. If it breaks the top, you got to really pick your spots on something like this, because it has a huge short interest still.
Starbucks down big time, guys. 5.5% in the pre-market here after forecasting 17% operating margin below what it said it was prior going to be. So big move down here for Starbucks. We're actually below some levels here on the daily chart as well.
Yeah, we wrote down.
Got to step it up, man. She got to buy more.
Yeah, Valeria's got to go get in there and get some more triple shots of whatever it is. Yeah, look, they missed on their sales growth, right? So that's not going to be a good sign here. You can't, you know, when you're in this space and you're selling coffee, you're trying to hit those sales numbers as much as you can. Starbucks yesterday comes out with 17% versus 18.5% growth expectations. So not a good hit there for Starbucks. Not a great print this morning. Down to 107. Yuck. You could get some balance there at 106. What I'm looking for is going to be a long at some point on Starbucks, but for a day trade today, I don't know, man. We're pretty low. We're well below this 50-period moving average now, which is a number that I look at. You're also at this 200-period and broke below that as well. And I don't really. I mean, this dip down here to 98.99 back in January when we had the market fall a little bit, that could be something to look at. Maybe 100 print, 102, something. I wrote down maybe for a day trade today for scalping, we may get a 104 bid. So if we can get down to 104 and change, I think that might be something. but Starbucks can't come out and, global sales comparable and miss. I mean, the story is supposed to be their expansion. They did close a lot of stores here in Toronto. I'm assuming that that's going to be very, very similar all around. So I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous here for Starbucks. I'm not a holder right now of them, but we'll wait to see if it can come down a little bit. They still earn $1 per share, beating the 99 cents, Neil. So there is 1 cent on EPS beat. So, I think the profit, all those levels seem to be fine as Facebook coming back in to the upside now. But I like Starbucks. I just don't know. It does get a little, people asking if I can get, this is actually.
You have to be hot. I'm hot in this.
It's pretty, there is some space in here.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. But I will be taking the, the top part off so I can get a little breath there. That feels a little bit better, but that's my call on Starbucks. I don't know
what scares me about Starbucks? I'm not going to make the comparison saying McDonald's is Starbucks because they're a little bit different businesses. But McDonald's just reported, and they had same-store sales growth that beat pre-pandemic numbers, right? And in that context, for Starbucks to be missing out, it's just not a good look. I came in, and sorry, Ms. V, but if it pops up to like this 109 floor that it had before, and a couple of times 109 was this support level, if it pops up there, I think it's going to be a bit of a short play. I don't know that you're thinking longs until like 100, that even dollar number. I don't think it's going to be that bad. You're down 6%. I just don't see you falling to 100 today, but certainly it could catch a bit of a bounce and try to reclaim like 109, and then I think that's going to be a short at that price. Filling in the gap from the after hours gives you like to 110 or something, but yeah, if this pops enough, I'm going to be looking to fade it. I didn't like that at all. And it's like I said, it's not a perfect comparison, but McDonald's absolutely blew it out of the water like they always do. So this is a huge disappointment for Starbucks.
U.S. Steel, a name that we typically only bring up and talk about around an earnings report or something of an announcement. They posted better than expected results after market yesterday, up 11% here for X today, guys. We're back to 26, which is kind of middle of the range, I guess, on the daily chart. But nice look here for X today.
Yeah, I mean, look, I said and did a ring register in front of 30 on U.S. Steel. It's always going to be a bit of a more momentum play than some of the other names in the space, like Nucor or Cliff. But at the end of the day, increase the dividend, the big buyback, 300, I think it was. 300, I think it was. And it was already sort of in the midst of a bit of a break, and then bouncing off your 200 period moving average as well. Hopefully, this move can extend to 30. I'd be a little bit concerned that it doesn't, because if there's any kind of a bump down in materials prices, you're likely to reject before that 30 level. But 20 has been an absolute godsend of a level, the same way when it broke from 10, 11 area, and then 15, like those round numbers there. And so you'd like to see it hold a 25 base. Just keep in mind, it's one of those like heavily traded option names and one of those heavy momentum stocks as well. So I think you do want to ring the register if you were buying. I mean, I didn't add anything here. My last add was Cliff and not this. So I tend to think it's likely to overextend today. It's already up 11%. And this is almost all like guesswork when it starts getting going like this. But I'm looking at this 27 area as maybe that's going to be a little bit too far if it gets to that price. So I'll try to see if I can't work a little safety short in front of it and not try to fight it too much. Super strong stock, and I love it. But 11%. That 30 is looming. I think people might want to be taking some profits on this because, just about a couple of weeks ago, you were threatening to break that 20 level. Just to come over to this Weemy stock because, hey, Weemy, is it Weemy Metaverse or whatever they patented? Load. This is starting to get, come on, give me a break. It's just starting to get back to the pre-market high. It bounced off VWAP. I was only taking it the one time here, and then got out in front of 50s, now out in front of 60s. I'll zoom in so you can see. As it's trying to break high of the day. If it takes that out, I want some momentum to get me out at 575 or in front of that, and then look at that 6 level. It's right at its 200 period. Not that it matters too much for those small cap stocks, but every now and then they do turn around at levels like that.
Yeah, so right now we are also trying to celebrate right here, and we'll hit the hot dog cannon because here we go. I have to do this every time, hopefully not. I guess I can do whatever I want, but upside here, 321.50. So we are now in the money, 75 cents, almost $1 here on Facebook right now. So we are in the money. Oh, Mike, I know Mike is watching, and so here we go. I've got on the Air Force Ones, and look what I did. I left on the verification tag there. Valeria told me to do that, so there you go, Valeria. I left on the verification. What's up, Valeria? Because you know what? What are those shoes? I don't know. What are those shoes that you have, Valeria? She kept on one of the tags, and thank you very much, Mike. I mean, amazing. These dunks are awesome. They fit really well. What were those shoes? That shoe brand that you had, Ms. V?
Sorry, what shoes did I receive?
Yeah, no. Remember, you had the with the tag on them. I don't know the brand name, but they're really expensive.
It's off-white shoes.
Off-white,
yes, and
that's
everyone
what it is.
was asking if I forgot to remove the tag from the shoe.
Right. So am I cool keeping my tag on, or what?
Yeah, let's be cool. Keep the tag on. And shout out to Mike Crehan. Thank you very much for your presence. We'll be rocking in our Nikes.
All right, thank you. Now I'm just putting my shoe back on there. But thank you again to Mike. That was a fun time. I'm going to step away here, so maybe hopefully, if Rob, if you can come by and fix my stream deck, that would be fantastic.
All right, guys, let's continue along. We mentioned Lucid there briefly. We'll jump down to Western Digital. WDC, big mover this morning to the downside, missing as well across the board. Not a good look for WDC. Also, blaming supply chain constraints, guys, for their miss.
Yeah, I mean, you can only get away with so much. He takes up the entire screen. Like, I mean, Rob took it up a notch. He took it up a notch. It's full body. The only thing is he's not wearing the clown shoes, but that's fine. You got to be comfortable, right, brother? Okay. How am I even getting through this? And because I have to transition from that, and I sincerely hope no one's holding Western Digital shares overnight. If you are, it's not a good look. It's testing 50. It actually already broke 50 even, believe it or not, continuing to the downside. It is short sell restricted, being down 12.5%, and it's getting right towards, if it breaks this 50 for good, I should say, you've got these 48 levels, 48.25 on the daily chart. The momentum is terrible. There's only, like I said, you've said this a couple times, there's only so much you can blame on supply chain, and when everybody knows that this is going to be the issue. And you saw what happened to Intel when they got crushed. Intel had trouble falling further on that same day, but it still gave you more like a dollar win. So I'm not nearly as bearish when it's already down 12% for a 50 break, but there is $2 in there if you're looking to grab it. What was interesting for me, because we had the Global Foundries IPO, which, you know, it was open at the issue price, and ultimately it gave you one trade. I mean, for me, it was more about watching it catch that bid, and we just went long when it caught that first bid, scalp out, and the same thing. It's retesting its lows as well under some of this pressure, so 44.50 was that low on Global Foundries. The weird thing about this, and I've never seen this before in all my years of trading since we've had pay for shorts, day two of the IPO, usually we're paying 5 or 6 cents for locates per share on IPOs. 55 cents a share for us to pay for locates on Global Foundries. I've not ever seen that on a plenty. It's a liquid IPO, and it's on day two. So it's interesting to me that it's that expensive. Maybe if it's a mistake, it's a mistake. If it's not, then what's up with the demand for shorting on Global Foundries? But I don't know what to make of it. I've never really seen it before, but I guess a lot of people maybe not loving this one.
Yeah, gonna be one of those days. I mean, not a lot of volume in the pre-market either on Global Foundries on day two, which is interesting because typically an IPO of that size, you get some attention going forward the next couple of days anyways. Microvision, one that popped up late in the day yesterday on the Facebook announcement to Metaverse or Meta. Microvision then reported very, very bad earnings. So they bought it up into earnings, and then MVIS, big move down here this morning.
You almost feel like you'd got to. So I think this gap was probably exacerbated by the people that were buying it on the whole metaverse thing, right? Like when it gets that bump already. And I actually, when we were trading it, we were looking at it in the afternoon. I didn't even realize that they had reported after they were going to report after market. That changes everything. Like, and then you get the bump after market. So like a lot of people, extra people, let's just say, were caught stuck in this overnight. And that is the danger of trading in front of earnings. Even if you have a different catalyst or momentum spike, like you can run into some trouble here. Now it is trying to get back above 750. It's not necessarily the most gorgeous looking chart in the world. And I think this is where you run into some trouble, because even if it breaks that 750 I showed you in the 1 minute there, you still run into what seems to be like some resistance at those previous lows, like 8 to 825. And with a few extra people caught going long on the Facebook Meta news, you know, it could have a little more downside here off of the open. Now, it's obviously short sell restricted, so you're going to have to look for upticks on this. And I don't want to touch it to the short side when it's threatening that 750 level, you know, right now. Like 750 is an even number, but it's double topping up here. And if it catches a dead cat bounce and it can get a little squeezy, then certainly it might get up to that 8 level where you could be looking for short. So count me out of trying to bottom pick an MVIS. I think this stock might have trapped some people last night to the long side, so I'd rather not be looking for any longs in it.
I'm just shouting out shout out to Kevin O'Leary, who's tagging us right now on Instagram, so that's a good one. Thank you so much, Mr. O'Leary. Mr. Wonderful was on the show, and I just stepped back in. Thank you to Rob for fixing this, but yeah, look, there's only going to be one play that I'm going to be focusing on a lot today. That is going to be Facebook. I'm going to be looking at Apple. We're going to be looking at Starbucks. Western Digital is very, very interesting as well. And the name that Brendan has for you right now, these ones are always key, man. Watch some of these levels Brendan's talking about. Let's go over to Brendo.
Just quickly, guys. Yeah, thanks again to Kevin coming by on Wednesday. He mentioned WonderFi. Guys, WonderFi on again today. So Ben Samaru, CEO of WonderFi, coming through today. Guard Force AI, because I know everyone's heard of that. 420. There it is. Okay, thanks. That was way too long. 420 was the last pivot on the daily chart. That's really all you need to know. It gets above 420, it's gone. There's nothing above that. Very, very small float on this one as well. So I'm watching 380 up to 420, guys, on GFAI.
So that is the slowest reaction to 420 that Lucas has ever made in the history of the show. But you know what? No one is perfect, right? Like even Steph Curry misses a foul shot every now and then.
Not too
Goldman, you're the third person to make the mistake. It's all good, brother. I'm not a character from Star Wars. It's Star Trek. I'm not going to call out anyone else that made that mistake. Usually it's like a game. If you're a nerd.
I thought you were Chewbacca this whole time. Where's
That's another good idea. Someone was saying I should have been Admiral Akbar, and maybe that's a good one for next year, but Chewbacca is not a bad one. Although, in here, because sometimes like the temperature on the trading floor, for whatever reason, it's either like too hot or too cold.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you wore a Chewbacca outfit, you'd just be dying.
So I mean, you're not an idiot. You're not an idiot in a hot dog costume, then.
Well,
okay.
Taking one for the team, brother. I appreciate it, but it's got to be pretty hot in there.
Okay, yeah, let's. You know, actually, you know what? It's actually really not. So, but I mean, I'm not just saying that. Obviously, I'd take it off if there was any issue. But hopefully, we'll be a dancing pumpkin at some point today with some profits. As right now, we are getting ready. I'm going to take out a piece of Facebook if we can get it, man. If I can get this dollar real quick, we'll do that, and then we'll try to hold another spot. So right now, we're in the money, 95, 80 cents on this one. My offer's up at 83. We just stopped at 85. So we'll see if we can't blast up here. We're long at 320.60. So if we can get it. Rob, if you're going to dance like that all day, man, I'm going to be mighty distracted because, man, that wife of yours is super lucky, bro. Like, I don't know how she snagged you, man. That was amazing. Great call by her on that one. Yeah, so we're going to keep on rocking and rolling. Lucid, guys, nice little move.
Oh, there it goes again. Shoot.
Yeah, exactly. So Lucid right now to the upside. I'm going to do what we talked about. I'm going to short 39.75. Okay, so if it comes
level.
Yeah, if it comes up to 39.75, we are going to short Lucid. We saw that pop yesterday up there. Let's call the minute chart. That's a little bit more accurate. Hopefully my trades are on here. No, they're not. Damn it. We shorted this whole way up and then had a miracle short up here that we rode pretty much down for $7 or $8. So Lucid yesterday was a bit of a disaster. We started the short way too early, man. I mean, I didn't think we were going. We also had the long at 28, by the way, yesterday as well. So Lucid was such a crazy roller coaster. Let's see where we go from here, though. I believe it's a short at 40 until we're wrong, which might be right away, Neil. We could be wrong right away. I think everything's fine. I don't know what's going on over there. Greg dressed up also as a day trader today. But we're going to wait to see what happens here. $39 on.
I thought it was Prad maybe, but no.
Maybe Prad is in the building. Where is it? Oh, Prad is in the building. Let's wait. Let's not show Prad. We're not going to show Prad's outfit. Maybe even until
you guys
movers.
Let's save it. Let's save it.
I'm going to make executive decision. Let's not show Prad, guys, until memes and movers. Unless he
I love it, Prad. I love it, bro.
Unless he wants to. Because we got to give people, I mean, if you're not motivated to watch it already, you got Miss V, you're going to get Prad. You know, he should have showed up as Pradley Cooper or Pradley Pitt. Now that I think about it, I shaved up.
And shout out to whoever came up with the whole Pradley Cooper, Pradley Pitt on the Memes and Movers show. Like, I love it because that was you guys. Like, we didn't even say that. And that was low. Was it Greg? Okay. Apparently, Greg came up with that.
Greg does everything low key.
Greg comes up with all the funny stuff. Greg should be on the show.
Low.
I don't know.
All right. So that's why we should took some Facebook profits, because right now, look at the NASDAQ. It is coming back to the down. I mean, we tried to take some Facebook profit. We got a little greedy waiting for that $1.50. But you're seeing right now the NASDAQ coming back in a little bit here. So we are going to watch out for Apple. We do have some nice bell ringers today. We got a clown, and we got the Starbucks fairy on the mermaid. Both real. Mermaids and fairies. So we'll get ready to.
They're not real?
I'm not sure actually anymore. But with only 20 seconds to go, guys, it's going to be a hot dog kind of a day.
Yes, sir. So to end off the week in absolute
Let's
style,
go over to them. Yeah, show them. These guys are what are these guys? Don't show us.
We got Rob.
All right, go over to them now. There we go. 8, 7. They're dancing. This should be fun. There's Miss V, and she's in green, which is very, very important for us as well.
Ring it.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Maybe.
We're gonna have to get that out of his hands.
Maybe that was a mistake. Okay, so yeah, no, we're gonna.
Don't give that man you can't do that.
You cannot.
Here comes. Okay, so Lucid 40. This might happen a little faster than we think. It already tested 39 here, and I'm only pulling it back so you guys can see that 40 level from yesterday. It was a monster pullback. DWAC, yeah, straight to the downside, so no shorting the pop there. But here we go, Lucid. Get to the upside, because I only want to short 40. You don't want to get in too soon.
Nope. So right now we are in the money on Apple. We did take a little long there on a 148 break. We talked about liking that trade. So we're long at 148.20. We got bad slippage on that one. We'll see if it can go back up to the upside. I know you're looking at Lucid, but right now we're long Facebook and we're long Apple, and we're looking at more. Yeah, Miss V's costume is absolutely perfect. Nucor up that 1% off the good U.S. steel number as well. So we'll wait to see what happens right there. There's WDC coming back up to the upside. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong chart. WDC, we do short that pop. We talked about to get in there. Western Digital, I don't believe we get back to this 53 level. If we do, we'll be wrong, but averaging in all the way up on WDC, guys.
And Weemy, a rejection at the open, so it tries to get back towards that high. I only have like 10% left of it. I don't think it's going to be a winner. It might take out 525. If it does that, I'm out. If it pops back up to 550, 560, I got to take my profit and run, because this could turn into a short relatively quickly. All they did is patent Weemy Metaverse, like literally that's what they did, and they're up 25%. So playing the momentum, obviously, and not necessarily a fundamental move.
Wow, WDC guys went right down like crazy there, and I wasn't able to get anything out. So hopefully that can come out to the downside right now, and we will take some out. Oh, damn it, we missed that opportunity. It just basically crashed down there. I mean, it did go to 50 or so there on that, and I just wasn't sitting there. So we did miss that. We did miss that print. I mean, now it's way gone. But here we go. We'll come back to the downside. There it is. Bang! Nice little out there, right there, creating some ghoulish wins for us already. As right there, we take out 50 cents on WDC and continue the move to the downside. Now WDC, we've got this short, and we've got a hell of a long. Let's go. Print me upside now, Facebook Metaverse. Let's go. Just get me out here. We're at 85. We'll see if we can get that print. Bang goes the hot dog, man. It's a dancing kind of time. So let's go to the upside right now. Some nice wins for us here today. The only one failing for us is Apple. And bye-bye WDC as that goes to the ground as well. We'll wait at 50 for this one. Good day so far, guys.
Yeah, and it looks like HUDI, Hootie, we'll call it Hootie, halted, volatility halt. This was a little bit of a move, let's just say. Right before the open, tanked $10, bounced, and now you're halted at 2050. So a monster move. And by the way, Lucid back up at 39. This should be a 5-minute halt or 10 minutes, so 9:35 it should be open back up. But back on the way to that $40 level is Lucid, so watch out. That's the only place I wanted to short it. Looks like we're gonna get our chance.
I may just wear this costume every day. Nice little wins happening through all over the place right now. Okay, there goes Lucid right now to the upside. So, if we could take some profits on this one, we should, because we have that short right now, Neil. So we'll see about taking some out. We missed it again on the downside there. It just does. Wow, this is aggressive, boy. Yeah, nice little short here at 75. It does tank in the 30s for us, but now it looks like it does want to take out that 40, Neil. So get ready to reverse the long. We still are in the short. I do have some bids out there. If we can get picked up again downside, then yeah, we will do that. But right now, Lucid, we have some bids out here, so let's see if we get picked up now. If it can crashing back down, be nice for us, but it is picking up steam again. Western Digital is $1.20 now in the money on that one. Facebook, $2 in the money, and Apple, just a small starter. You know where we want to get long. We want to get long near that 145 area if we can. There goes Lucid.
Oh yeah, Lucid. Good.
Bang,
That's
Lucid.
what I'm talking about. Lucid. Cover. I'll lost my charts, eh?
Okay, that's fine. Lucid right now, yeah, I'll take it. Lucid now to the downside right here, still making moves. I don't know if you're short, Neil. I think you are.
I got 71 short.
Guys, okay, so now it's coming back upside, but sorry, no, it's not. What am I talking about? It's $1. That's $1 different, baby. Let's go right now. Yeah, the ghouls and the goblins are out now. There's that Lucid trade. We talked all about that one, man. We are ripping. We're going to the downside. Facebook trying to rip. Facebook just got to 322.50. We could have taken out more profit on that one. But look at WDC, man. I think you're right. We do have to wear this costume every single day as we continue to make some money moves here in today's market. Apple down that $1. We will try to average in. It's near these bottoms. We were talking about a lower bid, but right now, let's just watch out for Apple. I think worth taking one more shot here. We're having such a great day that honestly, we could take a little bit of a shot here with Apple. What's up, Brendo?
That reported earlier in the week, guys. QuantumScape on volume here so far this morning, taking out yesterday's high in the pre-market, and then again right off the bat here, straight to the upside for QS so far.
And then it happens, of course.
Yeah, so anyways, a bit of a chart hiccup.
Let's go, Lucid.
Lucid making power moves. And again, remember, $40, it was the only thing you wanted to have. Look, 37.50 has been a couple of times in the pre-market, a bit of a turnaround point. So banking profit can make some sense down there. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to get out of this Lucid trade. I think 37.50 could still hold. This is the second time it's testing 40. If it does it a third time, I do feel like it could go. So I think it's a reversal to the long side off of 40 even on Lucid. It's already been a decent win. Let's just take it out there. Global Foundries, by the way, making a small move to the upside. I have no shorts on it. There's zero volume on GFS. So I know it's trying to get back to positive, but man, I don't know why it's so expensive to short it if no one wants to trade this thing today. So I'd watch out there. WMI, which is WEMI. I was sitting in this one to the long side. It was a good winner for us off you up. It just stopped out at 525. I'm now looking to short this one off the high of the day. If it gets back to 550 or so, I want to be fading this one the other direction.
I mean, now it's starting to come back to the upside. Here goes LCID. So, yeah, watch out for that. Thank you, Ms. V, for the refill on the coffee. Obviously, going to be a Starbucks coffee today, right? So we'll take a little bit out there.
I doubt it.
No, yeah, it's not. But all right, so here comes. We are going to reverse this to the long. We've already cashed out, man. I mean, just like Neil, when it got down there to that 38.25 or so, that's near that VWAP. Like, I thought we were I thought we were the other way, but we're not. So a good trade here for that. So really super happy, obviously, with the way this is pairing out for us today on Lucid, but we will want to take out one more spot if it comes back down to 39 flat there. So let's watch out for Lucid trying to make some moves. Apple, we did average in a little bit. We're waiting to put on a bigger position. This may be wrong, so there you go. And WDC, man, wow. Where's I'm trying to get shorter on that one. What a reversal of fortune on WDC as that one.
Where the heck is that going? Oh,
I don't know. I'm trying to get short though on that one.
So GFAI, which is another, I think Brennan brought this one to you guys. It actually broke the top. It's now trying to consolidate at $4, which would be a pretty good sign for the bulls. This previous high, as Brennan mentioned, was $4.20. It retakes $4.20. You'd have like a $4.20 to $4.25 sort of like break with a 4 stop. I think that would make a little bit of sense. I'm looking at Lucid, obviously, at that 40 level because I'm out of the short and now looking for the long break. And Huddy looks like, obviously, it did open back. It opened up and then halted immediately. I thought it actually hadn't opened. So this can't even stay open for more than a minute or two, unfortunately. I'm not going to... It's too hard. If it can't stay open for a minute or two, it's going to be hard to trade it. Lucid is going to be the next one here. And then, of course, I don't want to get too far away from DWAC. I did think it would be a fade today. There has been no push to the upside, so I can cancel those. I'm not going to get those fills. If it bounces off 68, I want to short any pop. I guess likely next one will be up to like a 70, so maybe a 69.5 or so.
All right. We're watching. I mean, we're trying to watch
Lucid now.
Pardon me?
Lucid.
Yeah, Lucid's trying to break.
Now.
Yeah, Lucid's breaking, close enough to breaking. What's up, Brendo?
Zila, quickly, guys, another one that popped up on the Facebook news yesterday afternoon, trying to get back to these highs from the pre-market here, about 210 for XELA.
So, I mean, I was like, right now, Lucid, because it got to 39.99 is the highest print I see there.
And then it did hold my beer, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Hold my beer. But look, I still think eventually, it's like the third time it's going to test it, because once, like a few minutes ago, when we got the short, yesterday it tested it. This time I think it's breaking through and Lucid could go to the moon. It just saw that on level 2 and then ran away from it a little bit there. I'll have to pull it back up because I still have GFAI here. But it ran away from that offer. I didn't think it was that big. Either way, I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. So let's see what happens at Lucid. I'm trying to get that 40 long. It still hasn't broken it. It touches and then bounces away. There's the break. 40 even able to get there. Not a bad fill. I'll take it. I'll scalp some out in 40-50. Why not? We'll do...
Why not?
Oh, crap. I'm on the wrong page. I could have done one of the better Halloween ones. Instead, I'm using that piece of you-know-what.
That's a good one. Yeah, so good out, man. We reversed long there as well. And yeah, monster winner now on the long side. So again, guys, congratulations to anybody that believed in that Lucid trade both ways, man. Both ways. Big time winner. My number one stock today, obviously Lucid rocking and rolling, guys. How about Facebook? $1.80 now in the money, man. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do today, man. This is a hot dog kind of day. We have big time positions on Lucid. Big time winner for us. What's up, Brandon?
Trying to go as well on the Lucid strength here, 3.75% for FSR. Watch 1650 up there for Fisker.
I think Fisker's my boy, Fisker.
The break is so good that I think you almost want to consider buying the dip if it gets down to that 40 area, maybe like 40.15, 40.20. I've already taken some out in front of 41, and now it's just holding. Because remember how far it went? Like it would not surprise me if this went to 45. No shorts till 45, no shorts till 50. Thank you for the super chat, Nick Dubs on GFAI from Brendan. So bottom Wiccans, top Wiccans, whatever you want to call it. All the Wiccans. All the Wiccans. He should have dressed up as bottom Wiccans somehow. I'm sure you could figure something out.
He can't. What's up, Brendan?
Apple just had an alert there, guys. I guess it was this 146.80, which was support in the pre-market, but testing some of the lows for Apple.
Be perfect. I don't know. You could figure out bottom Wiccan somehow. We'll figure that out. But what else are we doing, guys, today, other than just firing off hot dog cannons, firing off everything today, and just spinning some of this? Because look at what Metaverse is doing right now. So a nice little move to the upside right here for Facebook, obviously, and it's just we are nice $3 now in the money on Facebook. One of the only names that we had here on our sticky note as I look at my stupid Twitter here, because I posted up the hot dog dancing thing. And here we go, guys. This is what we're talking about. Facebook, guys. Let's go. Take out 324, 315 support. Let's look long on Facebook.
41.
There we go. Lucid just cracking now. You guys know we're long at 40 here. Let's go, Lucid. We're just catching some out, Neil. I don't know if you're holding this.
I'm holding this, man.
I'm trying to get out of the majority of this. I'm already out of the majority, but I hit this big. So big time winner here today for me on Lucid. $3 in the money now on Facebook. And this hot dog cost you might be here to stay.
Yeah, why not, man? Like if we
look at the reload on WDC.
Yeah, if it's going to be this good when we dress up, then maybe we all need to do it. Weemy, it's still below that 525, but hey, look, it's holding a bid. It's at 510. It's a good level. I think as long as it's trying to base out here, I'll go tight stop short and then try to hold through a break of 510. But for anyone still long this thing, it's not giving up entirely yet. But you know what has given up? I expected to look over after I saw the market bounce a little bit. I expected to see Tesla pushing 11. And instead, it's going the other way. So Tesla actually selling off as the market goes up. It's been doing this lately where it's going counter trend. That 1065 is a good level. Let's see what happens if it tests down there. I can't imagine it sells too far on a day like today where the market's putting in a reversal. Weird.
Guys, look at WDC. Like you honestly thought WDC that you could get me? You cannot, WDC. What a monster trade. I hope you got some short there, Neil. I know you're busy with your charts and everything, but that went right.
Oh, I missed it completely. I lost everything.
That's okay. It went, look at that, another one. It went right up to our spot. We talked about shorting into 53. So when it hit there, not only do I like it once, I like it twice. And we hit that twice. And now we're just really, really enjoying life here today as a hot dog. I mean, this is $3.60. I mean, look, this is right to 324. Do I dump this Facebook today? I do not know. But we talked about buy. I mean, there it is right there, the call. Please follow it at Trader TV Sean with the sticky note all day, every day. And hopefully you're able to take some profits on some of these plays. We talked about shorting Lucid. We hit that. Nice win on the short. And then a huge win on the reversal to the upside to the point where we only have 20% left of this trade, guys. There's a bunch of outs here right at 41. There's like 3 or 4 right here, literally 40.90, 40.90, 40.90. So we took those out a bunch of times there. So Facebook going up to our 324 spot. I don't want to get out of this one. I mean, the kind of day that we're having now, let's just see if Facebook just continues to go to the top.
Whoa, huge flush on GF.
Yeah. Never bet against Goldman, or Goldman, you're on there on the chat. Never bet against Facebook, man. I bought some at 311 yesterday in that dip, and I talked about that on the show. So hopefully we're able to take some money there. And there goes Lucid, guys. That's why you get out.
I mean, Lucid to me, that's an opportunity to buy. VWAP, I'm sitting on a 3-minute. VWAP's going to be 39.5. So if it can hold that level, reclaim 40, I'll take a shot at there. And then Hootie actually halted another time to the upside. This opens again. I want to be trading this because This is 28.29 where this was yesterday, resistance, and then at the top today. If it tries to open up and rejects that level, I think it can be a heck of a short. And GFAI, oh my goodness, that fell like an absolute rock when it failed at the top. I'm trying to catch a short. There we go. I actually just got into it in front of 4. So a big time drop off when it could not take out the high of the day. I'm now shorting this in front of 440, the current high.
Yeah, thank you for the reload there, WDC, on this one. As you know, we'll tweet that out. This is now $2 in the money. Obviously, we would have liked to have taken a little bit more profit on some of these, but yeah, we're super happy with the way this one's trading out now. $2 in the money. I just wish, obviously, we would have had more of it. Down to $50 on that wicked reload for me. I didn't have any idea why we did that move right there on WDC. So bang, bang. Now it's all the way back down to the bottom. We'll see if we can hold that. Facebook, guys, let's go, man. $4 now in the money on a real trade. Like we're really trying to hold this as much as we can. $4 in the money there. $2.50 in the money on WDC. We've already cleaned up. I'm actually up more on Lucid than I am on all of these, so that should show you what we're doing on Lucid right now. But yeah, so far so good here today, as we're gonna go 5 for 5 or whatever it is.
Yeah, and 39.50 can't hold. Lucid might turn into a bit of a short. Now GFAI pops in. I got the short off of that 440 level. Still looking for a Huddy. Is it Hootie or Huddy? Someone let me know in the chat. Hootie to open back up here. It should be in about 1 minute. That, of course, is just that pure reopen play that I always like. There's your flush. Again, and this is the thing. You're always looking for that capitulation candle to come back in a second time off the high of the day. That's what's happening on GFAI when it rejects that 440 level. So looking pretty good on this end, that 440 is going to be your stop. And once we're through 4 for good, I want bids in front of 350, 360, and then 330 to 340. But the Lucid now pulling back in even harder. I think that's going to mean buy Tesla. I think Tesla's probably bouncing. Brendo?
A10 Networks, which is a software name, guys, small cap software maker. All-time highs here, 30.6% to the upside. They reported aftermarket yesterday, blew out earnings. This is a huge move for them, 15 up to 18 for ATEN.
I'm going to take one more shot on Lucid here. I mean, I'm only holding this because I've absolutely destroyed it today. It's my number one stock, even with this dip. I told you I have 10% left of this position. We even told you when it was ripping upside here, 41.50, I was like, I'm basically out of this. So we'll see if we can get a reload around 38. And then if it breaks this 37.50, then we'll be gone out of Lucid. But WDC, I mean, where is the bottom on this? Nobody knows, I don't think. So I may just get out. I mean, it's bouncing around 50. That's a pretty key level right there, 50. So there's no doubt that that's something to look at. We bounced around a little bit. What's that top? 50.25. So I think a 50.25 break will get out of Western Digital, but maybe not, man. If this market can, let's hold this, man. We're $2 in the money, and we're up a lot today, so we can afford to hold on to a little bit here of WDC, and we'll see where it goes. So that's a play that I have on right now. Not much happening on the DWAC front. We're down to $69 right now on DWAC, and Facebook's bouncing around. We looked at that 324. Maybe that did go too much in the money. We were $5 at some point. Got to take profits or it doesn't matter, right? Yesterday I took $8 and then it went 20 almost. Yeah, so I want to make sure that we can hold on to some of this if we need to, and that's going to be Facebook. Maybe a 322.50 or so out, something, yeah, basically right where that is. But I don't even want to get out of Facebook. It's been such a big win. Let's just keep enjoying life right now, guys.
Huddy opens back up here, and immediately to the downside. I tried to grab shorts on the downside halt. You know that I wanted to the short after 3 halts upside right into resistance at the pre-market highs here. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get it. We'll see what happens. This cannot stay open for more than like a minute or two. Like these are pretty tiny candles there. Finally get into some DWAC. It catches a bit off 67, now heads through 70 even. It's got levels on the way up, pre-market high 71.50. You can take a look at that. I mean, 71 is the opening range high. I think that's my first stop. And from there, 74 and 75, you remember those levels from yesterday. I think those can be resistance as well. Weemy was on my mind because as I was trying to get Huddy, this happened in Weemy. It actually made its pop as well. We had good longs on this one into the high of the day. Now I want to be fading off of that high of the day. And GFAI, which we talked about being a bit of a reversal, we'll start doing, I don't know, we'll hit one of these because it's Halloween themed. Yeah, why not? That's a little scary. If my daughter watched this, she'd be like freaking out. But I'm going to take some more shares out in front of 75 and 60, like I said before, then hold through to some of these lows at 320. This does feel like it's dying a little bit here. I only have the shorts on. And when Lucid came back down, this is what happened to Tesla. So I didn't actually punch in. Like the reopen on Huddy was trying to get shares in these other shorts, but Tesla, it made its run. So 1,100 is dollars away at this point, which is kind of like pennies. Brendan?
Another one that reported yesterday, guys, just checking on Tesla. That was a pretty intense move back to the upside, yeah. Another one that reported yesterday, eBay, big bounce here, straight higher, 72 through 75 right now. A couple of positive notes today after negative ones yesterday for eBay.
I mean, the long Facebook, yeah. So we'll keep talking about some of these announcements. And again, you know, good call on Lucid there coming to the downside. I do have a bid still here to try to defend this 38 to see if it works. 37.50 breaks, man, we're gone. Still my number one stock, believe it or not. Well, actually, WDC, well, actually, Facebook, they're all, I have to cover them. That's the thing. Lucid's my number one now because it's a realized gain. And everything else we're just kind of chilling out with right now. Facebook, by the way, guys, like, let's rein it down. Like, finally, we seek our revenge on Facebook, and we are definitely, so I'm up infinitely more today than yesterday on Facebook, and we tried the dip yesterday we got out of the way, we're able to survive that, and now you're seeing a nice little move to the upside. There goes Lucid. It's Neil, still Tank City down here. 37.50 is gonna be my out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to work my way into a short. Like, once I saw that reversal, I'm like, I want to be short it, but it's about finding a trade that I like.
Whoa,
I should have been off of that 40 again, but you had to pay to like 39.50, so I don't have it. And then look what happens to Tesla. It gets close to that 1,100 mark, like 93s, and just pulls back. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think this is going to be a buy the dip situation in Tesla, and I'm looking squarely at where it broke out from here at about 1080, 1082 or so, and say just buy in front of that. So I'm looking at maybe like 85s, something in that range if I can catch it. You got to be a little bit careful with this. And remember, if you're trading Tesla, forget about $1 or $2, right? Like, it's $1,000 stock. You're talking about 5, 10, 15, 20. Those are the ranges that matter here. That GFAI continues to come into the downside. So I know it was a good long. I mean, when Brendan mentioned this one to you, you easily had a 25% move to the upside and double top here, so plenty of opportunity to get out. It does look like a bit of a short now. Still on the bid here to get some more shares out. And DWAC, I mean, it's holding this area. It just rejected that 71, which I was waiting to see happen before I even thought about adding to it. Now that it's made that second rejection, I can short again, and I still can't find my way into Lucid, and it's still dropping.
Yuck. Yeah, there goes Lucid. So we give back a little bit there. Too bad, too, because that was just such a great trade for Lucid. We did give some back here, but we're still pretty much near the high of the day. We did average in right now, right at these prices here for Apple. We said we would start to do this at some point, back down near 146. So a little bit of a drop spot there. I don't, you know, the main problem with this Apple trade is there's really no levels. I mean, you got to go over to a daily chart to say, like, where am I going to get out? And there's not much here because we haven't really traveled through this area too much. On the 20-minute chart here, you can see there's not a whole hell of a lot. I mean, if you're going to do anything, it probably would have had to happen at 147 because now we're kind of stuck into this area. So we're right at this bottom right now. I mean, I might just wind up dropping the trade if we do take out 146 and just continue to go to the downside so I can save, you know, the majority of these profits here today. So Apple looks like we'll make the mistake on Apple. Right now we're down 70 cents like ho-hum. We're in the money $5 on Facebook right now. So sometimes you're going to swing and miss. I mean, yeah, you're not going to be perfect as a day trader. If I was, I would have got out. I would have not even held that 10% on Lucid. But right now I am using a 324 area right here, 323.85 or so as an out. So about $1 lower on Facebook, and we'll fly to that one. So right now, all's good, man. WDC, it did make that move. We could have got out at 50.25. Maybe that was a spot that we should have thought about. But big trade for me here today. We're holding just small right now, waiting to see if the market wants to do anything. Right now, we're not doing anything. So let's wait to see if there's a break here. It's a Friday. I'm pretty hot in this outfit, and we're pretty hot fire with the trades, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually pretty hot in my outfit, and there's no chance that my costume is hotter than Sean's. There's no way. I talked about you still. Look, I love them, own them. It's going up, that's great, but I did say it felt a little bit too far. It got towards this 27, so I'm now short in US Steel 26.88, sort of a random number. I'll only add to it if it gets closer to that actual 27 level, cover some in front of VWAP, just thinking you're going counter trend here. I want to make sure I'm getting profit on the way down here, so I will reload if I get an opportunity. DWAC went in the money for me, and then started, whoops, that's DWAC. DWAC went in the money for me. Came into VWAP here. I want it breaking, getting to 69. Then I want to bid in front of 68, allowing me to rinse and repeat in front of that 71 top. Tesla went all the way to 1096.66. So wow, Yeah,
1096.66.
I know it's sort of random, these numbers, but look, 1100 feels like it is going to be coming.
No, that's amazing.
Look, after missing the dip, I tried to get 85s, it went to 86. When I missed that, I'm not going to sit there at the exact same level, especially when it got closer to 1100 and pull back. It might be an 1100 breakout trade, or maybe short in front of it first before looking at that breakout. And I think this might be the only chance. If Lucid's going to be short for the rest of the day, this little pop that it's making, I think this can be, I might play this one into the 39 range, but I don't think it's wrong until it gets to 40. So I want to get maybe like a small position in first in this like high 38s. But really the bulk of it, I want a little bit closer to 40 even. If I think this is a reversal, Lucid has a long way to fall. The lower high from yesterday was at 38. Which you can kind of see here. That was that lower high. If it rejects this price area, certainly you can retest 35, and I want to be a part of that move.
Stock market is a scam. Be careful, someone said. So, I mean, I'm not going to disagree. I mean, I'm going to disagree that it's a scam. But, I mean, that is what we're preaching here, is trying to be careful, right? Make sure that you guys, you know, you follow your plays. You understand what you're trying to do here, that, you know, the different plays you're trying to make. And then hopefully you don't get scammed by said market, right? So, there we go. And is this a scam? This is a real damn position right now. WDC up to 52.50 and still making moves to the downside. Let's check out Starbucks. That was a name that we've sort of not forgotten about, but we haven't looked at. Down to 104 here. So Starbucks, yeah, looking like it wants to still try to do something. But again, it touches that 104. And honestly, guys, like what I wrote down on Starbucks, and maybe I can show this, and it's just too busy doing other things. Like that Lucid really distracted me here. But if you're joining now for the first time, welcome. But if you could see this, bad Q, sales growth down. Hopefully you probably can't read this. Get downgrades, possible support, 104. Possible support, 104, right there for Facebook, or for Starbucks. Look where we got down to, 104. The bottom of the day is 104.02, so that's what we do here every single day on the show. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it one more time. But what's up, Miss V?
Hey Sean, IronNet is up around 7%. Do you guys see any opportunities in IRNT today?
Ooh, I took that off my watch list.
IronNet, the Russian mining company. That's was that what? No, IronT. Yeah, we're just joking. It's not that.
We spent a day actually mistaking them for another name on the watch list way back when.
I shouldn't say that because if people weren't watching, then they don't know. But obviously, it's a cybersecurity firm, right? So IronNet. We will have a quick look at that. I'm just looking right now quickly just at Facebook as we take out again not all-time highs. Daily highs right now, 325. A good buy yesterday in the long-term account at 311. And we continue to make money here today. I'm making much more money today than we are in the long-term account because we're using share size up to 326, looking like that wants to break as well. So hopefully that can break, man. We're up in the money, $5 now. Let's, again, we got to make sure that we capture some of this profit. We don't need to give all of this back if it does happen. What about a 324.75 break? I mean, it's coming up right now. We're going to wait till all the way back down here, but we want to make sure we take some profit here. 324.50 break. We'll take $5 on Facebook and get out of there. But so far, so good here, guys, today. Big time trading, big time day. Hope you guys are having a great time.
Yeah, and looking at that IronNet, we always want to make sure we're covering what you guys want. So it did make a nice pop to the upside. Just remember how badly this got cracked back into the downside. Here's your rejection just now at 1340 or so. And you go back into yesterday's action. When it put its biggest capitulation candle in just after the open, it tried to recover to this area at 1330. On the way up, it was resistance. So I'm not saying it's done, but when you've already put a move like that in, you're likely to find lower levels of resistance. And I think that's exactly what's happening here on IronNet. Just to go back to the names that are working for us here, a little bit, that GFAI is still churning to the downside a little bit, but it's now, come on, load, do it. Okay, let's give it 1 minute then. Bueller. Anyways, yeah, so still in the money for us, retesting that 440 high. This is definitely set up for a reversal trade, right? This is the second time it popped to that 440. We shorted it. It couldn't break these lows. That original breakout price at 380 can't really track down through that level too far. So that means to me it's going to be a reversal. I wasn't going to reverse long. I now would reverse long on GFAI. I got into Lucid there at 38.66. I only want to add above 39 if I can. And WeMe is falling like an absolute rock, so I'm not concerned about that one.
What about 29 break here on QS, QuantumScape, a name that I was invested in at one point, not anymore. Breaking through 29 here on a monster report, I guess, to 29 bucks. I don't know if Brendan, what exactly their numbers were here, but still going beautiful from 25 to 29. We'll take a small piece of this and then see if it does come out. We'll get out here about 28.30 if we're wrong on this one, but so far so good here today. Oh, and by the way, we did get out. Ooh, good out there on FB, man. We got out of Facebook right there, right where we said, man, 324.75. So I actually got out right there at 65. So a nice little save there for $1 back on the downside there as Facebook's starting to come back in. What up, B?
Just quickly, guys, on QuantumScape, remember, earnings were Tuesday, so a couple of days back, better than expected for QuantumScape. The forecast as well on the liquidity side by the end of the year was better than expected for QS, but really nothing but positive notes today for QuantumScape.
And look, here goes
329.
It's nothing but positive for U.S. Steel today. But look, we talked about 27 as being short range. It looks like 92 is the high of the day. We got 88. Like I said, I'll get some out in front of VWAP, which we just did at 50s. Now ride the rest down to about 26. And U.S. Steel is the kind of name that it gets volatile. It's way more volatile than some of the other names in its space. So I do think it can give me the full dollar on the rest of that trade. And WMI, WEMI. Look, it's just their little patent name change shtick or whatever it is. It was good for a little bit of a long off the open, but when it couldn't follow through, it just broke $5. I'm going to take some out at 95s there. My average price in the short now, $5.45. I think it can go all the way back into $4.60, where we're sitting at the bottom in the pre-market when, hey, right around 8 o'clock when some retail money comes in, it got bought up. So you guys know what that's all about. Sometimes it's just a bit of a run and a bit of a push. And DWAC, because this stock is never done, we'll use this one for DWAC. I don't know why. It holds 71 a third time, and now I get some out in front of 69. Gonna get some out in front of 68. So this one also falling like an absolute rock. Not falling like a rock yet is Tesla. The new high is now 1096.99. So I keep thinking 1100 is gonna be there. It keeps pressing towards it. No 1100 yet for Tesla. It's starting to feel pretty inevitable, however.
Yeah, definitely. Things are coming there for Tesla as it just, it's saying hold my beer to everybody right now. Yeah. Okay, so a nice out for us back for basically for flat now on Apple. We're long at 146.86, so we took some out at VWAP there. We'll see if it can come back in. We talked about putting on a real size down there, so we were trying to defend that 146 area. Still may not work out. So let's not, like I keep saying, count our chickens before they hatch or count your hot dogs before they're steamed. You got to watch out for Apple here. It is starting to make some moves. The market is near the highs right now, even though we're still down. Still a nice print here for the market. So watch out as Apple's starting to go now. We're 25 cents in the money. Obviously, we're expecting a lot more. Congratulations to all Bitcoin holders right now and Ether, or more about Ether, as Ether right now back to all-time highs and even breaking right now, 43.75. So watch out for that. Right back up to that 4,400 mark. You could watch BTBT. There's a bunch of different names you could look at if you're trading that. But right now, we're just focused on the positions we have. That Facebook hopefully was a good out. Wow, now down to 322. Jam. So that's a jam, as that's a good out. And right now, we're going to wait to see. If I can get Apple like around here, 147.50, we'll take a piece out.
So I'm going to do, again, we'll do these ones. Nice little dancing action. I bet you Robbie could do that dance. That's why he put it up there.
Yeah, he can do it.
Forget about 26. We're through 26 on US Steel, so it does give you that clean move. 27 into 26. I mean, I got 89, so you're not exactly getting a full dollar on that trade, but still a good one. DWAC continues to head to the downside, so I'm still sitting on the bid in front of 68. If it breaks that, I want to see if we can't hold. There we go. Just got that fill, so why not just bring it up and talk about it? It takes another leg to the downside. That'll work for me. The others that we have short, GFAI, went over that already. Lucid, which, I missed the opportunity. Look, when I reloaded on Lucid and took the hit on that 49 long, there was a chance right in here to get 39.5. I got in at VWAP, wasn't able to add to the position. I just took some out in front of 37.50 for $1, and now I'm just going to hold on for the low of the day, which is sitting around that 35, which I think we can get to here on Lucid. So crazy price action on Lucid. This started out as a 40 short that gave you $2 to a 40 long that gave you $1. I reloaded, which is probably a mistake, and then now another short, which is starting to work out for us as well. Lots more happening in this market, so what better time than to go to Brendan Bottom Wickens, that's what he's dressed as, at the big screen for Happening Now.
Hey guys, yeah, a bit of a negative look if we're going to talk about tech stocks here. First off, the NASDAQ composite in the 100, 0.5% to the downside. That's really the story so far. The rest of the market kind of flat. The Dow positive, the S&P did get actually back to positive very briefly, but 0.25% to the downside. The Russell hovering around break even as well. So all about the NASDAQ right now, if you're wondering for direction. WDC trying to bounce here. We did get above this high initially, but right back down. So let's see what happens this time at 51 for Western Digital. Still great volume on that one this morning, and Microvision as well. One that had that run up into the close yesterday afternoon. They report, miss right across the board, but trying to take out some highs here for MVIS guys as well.
VIS, trying to take out highs. I don't know. I'm not.
I will take one microwave from Brendan. What are you buying?
You know what? We could do with like a new dishwasher. I mean,
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. We don't actually need a new dishwasher, but why not? He's a good salesman out there. We have an idea for bottom Wiccans that he would never do, because you could literally just like put the letters Wiccans on the derriere and then it's bottom Wiccans.
Yeah, you would think, Neil, you would think. But very, very creative. That's a good one there. I think it works too. We did take QS long there. It does break through 29. It only goes up as high as 29.10, so we did not reload. This is a very dangerous position, obviously, here. So we'll wait to see where it goes. And there's Apple, yes, sir, 80 cents. So that was a good idea, averaging in down there at 146, right back up to the upside. So we'll try to hold on to that Apple as, yeah, we're just, we're doing quite well here today. So let's just keep watching it. The only thing is, we got way too greedy on this. We obviously we took profits on Western Digital as it was coming in, and now we are holding a small piece. But I mean, down here I was waiting for that 50 break. It happens. Can't even believe how far that went down, 49.50. So we should have done something about that, and we didn't. So we'll see if it can come back in. We'll see if it tests 50 again. That's a spot that we're looking at. But I'm not going to dump Apple now. I don't have any offers out for it, so we'll wait. I just had to cancel the Facebook bid. We'll wait to see if we take out 148. I think Apple goes all the way back up to the upside, guys. So hopefully a big trade there coming through on Apple, and I'm excited for it. Good little bottom pick there. Square coming to the downside. You talked about McDonald's. That was a good one for me. That's one that I've been holding, not trading it here on the show, of course. And what else is going on? PaySafe up 3% today. That's a nice one. You're trading X.
You know what's actually, believe it or not,
talking about Nucor a bit.
You joked about it, and
Yeah.
maybe, and I told you guys I wanted space to break $18, and then I'd break out the bottom pick on it. It holds 18, because it's been doing this to me the whole time. It holds the 18 bid. It's now up 2.5%. So I get picky. I want the absolute best price because I don't think they're making money for a long time. And then this is what it does. So if I had literally just taken on the open Virgin Galactic, dressed in my Star Trek outfit at 1865.
I mentioned that to you, man. I tried to.
That's not a reason to buy stock, but apparently.
Apparently it is, man. I tried.
It would have worked. Wow. And so just going to go back to WIMI for a second here. It looks like it's trying to make a bit of a bottom at 45. I just got a 95 fill. I'm sitting on the bid in front of 475. I think we can get to 465. I just don't want this to come all the way back on me. I think it can be shorted at VWAP, but I might take some more profit in this range, 490 to 5 even, if it wants to hang out here. Out of the corner of my eye, I'm still watching Tesla for you guys. 98 and change is the new high that it's getting very, very close to that 1100 mark. Another bottom put in here in Lucid. So I'm going to go ahead and do, because I do want to hang on to Lucid, I think, for this 35 level. But there's no point having a bid just sitting here right below the current low of the day. So I'll allow it to retest this 36. I didn't get the price that I wanted. Ideally, I'd have like 39.5 at this point, and I don't see a good reload spot unless it really pops up on me. So it might be worth it to take some profit either inside the range here, 36.5, or wait for 35 even. Either way, hanging on to 4 shorts in the money. I'm looking for a long, and man, if it might not just be Tesla. Now, 1099.43 is the current high. Now, I see this wick up here. I don't think it ever printed 1110. To my estimation, I think it was just a dark pool print. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but our charts, I think, had a misprint there. 1100 is still your top.
I can double check on eSignal.
I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, probably is the top there. Yeah, it didn't break through a 110, no, so it didn't even come close. So okay, so that's a good one there. Well, I mean, it came close, but okay, WDC making a move back. And just to recap our Facebook trade, man, in early, would have loved to get more down here, but we didn't want to have what happened to us yesterday. But fortunately enough, we take a buck right there, and then we take 4 something right there off of this long. So 320 basically flat in. out 324.75 on that break to the downside. We talked about that, just using some of these levels, and there wasn't really any levels, which was part of the confusing part, in my opinion, on this Facebook trade. So we let it keep going up to the top. We almost got out at 323.50. When that went up to 326, we were able to cash that out. So a good trade now. Now it's baselining. I'm going to stay away until we see something. But what we will wind up doing right now is spin this for everybody. Let's go. Apple right now $1.10 in the money for AAPL. Still rocking and rolling up to 148. Look, the market's taken off here again. We got to look at Microsoft, the biggest and the baddest of them all. But right now, Apple helping bring this market a little bit back to the upside. If Apple fails, you know, this market will come back down. But let's just watch Apple. Nice move, $1 in the money. I still think I don't know if it goes higher right now. We were up 2.5% yesterday. So today we're down 3. So I'm just thinking, hey, maybe we do take out this 148 and make everything back off that print. So we'll wait for that. We're almost out of QS. This one, again, talk about our winners, talk about our losers. No problem. This was not a heavy position for me, but it did break 29. It's something that I liked. We have VWAP down here at 28. So if you can guess and put in the chat where my out's going to be, then you will win
I know.
one lucky hot dog mailed to you from Valeria, which of course is not true.
Yeah, that might not last.
Brendan?
Speaking of Apple, Sean, a point you made earlier in the week, now fact, Microsoft, officially the most valuable company, surpassing Apple today after earnings.
Go, 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 go.
Where's that crystal ball, baby? Sometimes I just rub my own bald head and figure out what is going on with that. But Microsoft, again, like I said, look at that. Down today, NASDAQ, up today, softy. My favorite, this has been my favorite stock since we started the show. We coined it Mr. Softy. That wasn't, I don't think I coined that, but Mr. Softy, good trade opportunities in Microsoft. And I don't know. I still think there's just more highs coming. If the market ever dips down, the only thing that I'm probably going to be buying is Microsoft and Google. So powder a little bit dry, but we are well in the market as we recently bought Palantir, guys, at $24.50 or whatever it was that one crazy day. And today, you're also getting another, mamma mia. Nice move up for Palantir as it goes from $25.50 there. People said you should have been like a giant pineapple. Maybe next year we'll put that in our...
That's not a bad idea. As long as it's not on a pizza, I'm happy with it. I'll take it. I'm going to do this one. We're going to do a Gronk spike because I'll shout it out. I was very skeptical of the Packers last night, so great win for your team there, Sean. So we'll use that the one time because it's not a football day today. But there's 375 on GFAI. It looks like it's still failing 440. That's going to be a nice winner for me here. Tesla got to 1,100.
So you're saying that the Green Bay Packers went into Arizona and beat a top team, and the Bills went into Tennessee, and what happened again?
If you actually, if the Bills meet the Packers, you're scared. Let's be real.
Well, thank God it would be in the Super Bowl. So
if they meet in the Super Bowl,
I don't even think we can get out of the NFC Championships because my boy Aaron Rodgers needs to perform.
Don't hate on.
No, I have to hate on him in the playoffs. He's a great regular season performer. The playoffs stand for what it is.
Don't take a field goal next time.
Well, yeah, but he needs to do better. We need to win that game,
Step up, man. He needs to be like, no, we're not doing it. It's not going to be able to do it.
100%.
So why is it, I'm literally only in short positions right now, and I want the long break on Tesla. But why is it today that I don't short the Tesla 1100? It went directly to 1100, 1100.00 was the high of the day. It then pulled right back in, clean $10 move in front of those pre-market highs. Hey, look at that. The pre-market high was actually 1088 today, or 89, I guess. But anyways, that would have been a nice trade. I didn't short it because I'm looking for that long break and that long break only. I just want that 1100 breakout, which still could happen because it's holding 1090. So we have to wait on this one. We don't have to wait out for WIMI, which is popping to the downside. Lucid is catching a bit of a bid, but it's at 36. So this short looks like it is still going to be working for us to the downside. And just worth noting, it's not just Apple, right? Like Amazon is trying to come back here a little bit too because that wick is ugly. But Amazon got absolutely crushed. But guess what? Their web services, for the first time ever, beating their retail sales. And that's a big sign for them. So I think this can be bought on dips as well. But if this can break out, like if Amazon breaks this 33.3, and Apple's taking out those highs, this market could go to Greensville rather rapidly because we're still down 0.5% on the NASDAQ.
I like that. Brendan dressed like he's doing everyone's taxes. Thanks, Valeria, or whoever. Oh, that was Lucas who put that in from Tyrone Bigham's.
He seems like the.
I'd rather not talk about taxes. That's going to be a problem.
Oh.
Okay, Palantir. We'll just keep talking about Palantir instead of the tax man.
Death and taxes,
hi, CRA. How's it going? Everything's fine. Okay.
That's a great. Oh, I can't say that, joke.
Let's just keep on watching it to the upside. The CRA, of course, is very similar to the IRS. So hopefully we will be avoiding. What is UAVS right now? I mean, we know what it is, but why is that running around here today? UAVS. I guess it's not a NASDAQ stock. What is it? An Amex? Yeah. NYSE American. Well, that was a good guess. I didn't even go to New York there. 1-to-1 here. So this is Age Eagle Aerial Systems, I guess. We did see some moves yesterday in this space. I believe Brendan showed us some kind of a helicopter yesterday. I can't remember the name of that company, but right now today, UAVS, again, not really sure what they do, but it's up that 21% right now. And whenever we see this, we kind of zoom out a little bit just to see some other levels. And we were just here on the 25th, big time with some volume. Today, obviously, the volume well increased there. So UAVS up to 335, and I apologize if I did miss the story here. We've been having a little bit of fun on this one today, but it looks like it's getting off the bottom, 250 here, taking out some of these levels. So I don't know if it was a report for them. Probably not earnings, but maybe just some excitement here. I don't know, is this another meta play? I don't know, up to 325 and change. See if you take that out, but I don't mind a 335 break. Lots of volume in here and hasn't halted yet, but that's UAVS. Just wanted to bring
it's like a drone supply something.
Right, so there you go. So something.
Well, here's the reality. I'll tell you this right now. Like when Brendan comes with a symbol, write that sucker down and put it on your quote board. When you're actively trading like 4 or 5 symbols, which I know we were doing most of the times, that's your only excuse, and it's not necessarily even a good one. But GFAI is finding a bid. It did wick down to this price level, about 360 here, right after the open when it rejected the first time. So it's been respecting this. I'm going to take another leg off. We can celebrate the win there. As I'll use this one because I want to get a few of these Brendan ones out of the way. And GFAI, of course, look, you know about some of these because we're on the watch list because Brendan talks about them. And GFAI, I wasn't in a trade until after that open, identifying that level, and it looks pretty good. DWAC, which that was the SPAC that everyone was interested in. It did break the 67 low. Got to about 66. It still hung on to my shares. It didn't even get back into VWAP here, so the downtrend still continues. And I feel like all the reason in the world to hold on to it. If you look at the higher time frame here on DWAC, right? Like it makes this bottom at 50, then curls up and breaks that 73. We thought 74, 75 was a good breakout along with a scalp trade only, and then it makes that high at previous support, that 78, 79 area. So this could really break. If it takes out 65, I think you're headed at least to 60 even. So I'm going to hang on to that short position. Tesla, oh my goodness. Yeah, of course. I think we might have missed our chance.
Did we? Did it break already?
There is no chance. There's no way that I would even think about shorting this a second time. Like on 1,000, I missed the 1,000 short the first time, and the second one was just a straight up loser. So the same thing would apply here. I missed a short on 1,100. There is no chance in hell that if it gets up there, I'm going to short it again. It's a long break and a long break only. After the experience I had, try to double tap at 1,000. If you miss a trade, don't compound the mistake by chasing profits next.
So I thought that was going to be a little more scarier because you said hell there. So, but that was just a
Data would never say hell.
That was a dancing pumpkin there. We should have used this one. Happy Halloween. And whoa, what the hell? I didn't even notice this. WDC. Oh man, yeah. Again, should have been looking at this here. WDC goes back all the way into another spot where we should have shorted again. So there goes WDC all the way to the upside. If there's any tickers you guys want us to look at, on Tesla Day, which it looks like anyways, we haven't traded it yet, but we are talking about it and looking at it. NIO coming back in right now, so not sure what exactly is happening here with NIO, but they're down that 2.5%. Coming back in now with the NASDAQ trying to battle. Kind of surprised here on NIO. Apple coming in too. We're only up 60 cents on that one. WDC still in the money, $1. But NIO, again, oops, that's too zoomed in there, guys. Let's zoom back out. 39, where was yesterday's bottom? 39 flat, it looks like. Yesterday, people said, why do we use a 20-minute? Again, it just gives me a little bit more range here, almost about a week or so, 5 to 7 days, depending on what my charts want to do. And this one down here, so this is what we're looking at as a possible buy for NIO, 39.25 or so at this bottom. And then honestly, if it breaks 39, you can just get out because you may travel even lower. Not sure why it's down 2.5% today, but NIO not a pretty chart so far on the day. You could see here, if we just push it over this way, tried to get going, does the typical Neo drop and then straight back up, which I have to reinvestigate that because I haven't been on these Neo drops lately. It does make moves and right back up to the upside. So this is just looking like bang, bang, bang. So is the next move this way? Let's put a bid down here at 39.50 or so and see if we can grab that.
So Remark making a bit of a move into 250 and pulling back in here, but I want to get to that Huddy, yeah. This is the halt plays. Looks like at that top we try to get. It is all the way to the bottom now and dying a slow death. 42% to the downside on Huddy. So I would be very careful trading in those waters. Tesla might be a bit of an interesting dip buy if it gets down to that 75. So I mean, like we're not going to get that 1100 break anytime soon.
What is Tesla down today? Do you know?
It's up 1%.
Okay, yeah. Because I was going to say maybe that's why Neo is doing it. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to throw back to Brendan, but Tesla could be a dip buy. I'll hunt for that in just a quick second. But we got to throw you to B. Wickens.
AMC guys just broke the day's low on some volume there, down 1.5% for AMC fans. They finally, I remember earlier in the week we were talking about a whole bunch of different dates that were kind of floating around for their earnings. Reuters, anyways, now confirming November 1st for AMC. So they've come out with a few expectations for earnings. November 1st, guys, for AMC.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to show you guys something about my Wall Street Bull in a second. I just got to get it. I just emailed Marissa to send it over to me. Here's Shiba Inu again. Everybody likes that one. We will see. Okay. Here, I want the link to the bull here. Not this one. Okay. I'll get this in a second. But Shiba Inu right now 7.72 right now, making a move off the bottom. So this is looking like a nice one. Let's see if Shiba Army gets us back up to 8.5 again. That'd be nice.
And trying to get back up to positive territory is Coinbase, sort of on the same vein. It had a big move off of the open. Well, I mean, after falling off the open, it had a big move off 316 and is trying to hold a higher low here at 318. I'll show you the 15-minute chart just to be able to zoom out a little bit here. There is room to the downside if it breaks. And this is now a double top. If you count the afternoon, this 323 area, that gives you a clean break to the upside. Always keep an eye on spot prices. That's Bitcoin, by the way, which is holding 61. You want to make sure if you take a long here that you're not breaking 60,000. So I like this 318. It gives you like a 316 out. Just make sure you're not breaking those lows. And Lucid, I mean, I thought maybe we'd get a reload on Lucid. That's not happening. If it cracks 36 at this point, I think my out has to be that 35, because in front of 35, because 35 break can be its own separate trade here.
Okay, so here we go. It's let's put this. I don't know, we can put this off for a little bit as we've cooled off a little bit here, and we're just watching some of our trades go through. Here's my Wall Street Bull right now. If you could do that full screen, maybe I could make this just a little bit bigger. I thought you might be able to see this, but what I wanted to target everybody is here. It is right here. So very, very happy with this. It's already appreciating. Like this NFT game is crazy, but I just want to show you. I got the one with the AMC rocket right there. So there it is right there. A nice one with the money ears as well, or horns, with some flying debit and credit cards here. So, and I think this is the Star Wars. Is this a Star Wars jacket, Neil? I don't know if you can see what this is. Who wore this? That wasn't Luke or who?
It's a cardboard box.
Cardboard box. Yeah, well, yeah, what the hell is that? Yeah, cardboard box. So we just got this minted yesterday, so this is pretty cool. He has goat eyes apparently, but anyways, this is my new NFT right there. So it's already getting too hot here. I just want to show it to people because there's different attributes, guys, but anyways, there it is there. So that's what I'm promoting there. Maybe I'll tag at Jake Paul and maybe I'll get him. Apparently, like these crypto punks, I don't know if you guys, anybody's in crypto punks, but those are going crazy right now. I don't know, this whole world is like a little nuts right there. But AMC, we'll talk about that to the downside. It already broke. I mean, Brendan just talked about some of the key levels there. I thought 35, we were going to try to hold that. And I think it is, man. I mean, 34.75 is not that crazy there. 34.50 to the downside, that's held. If we're going to look at a daily chart, though, for AMC, again, I'm still pretty, I mean, you have to be somewhat happy with this price movement, but it's just, in the last week, it's been pretty nasty, man. Cut from 42 down to 34.50, but still trying to hold out. We'll have to wait. I mean, they need to have news. We saw Adam Aaron talk about accepting Dogecoin and some cryptocurrencies, so I don't know if that moves the needle or not for them, but AMC down 1.25% today. So thanks, Brendan, for bringing that up. We're going to find the daily chart and do some more work on that. Anything before we throw to Brendan, or everything's fine, I guess?
No, we're pretty good. I mean, Tesla looks like it's not going to get to that 75 level, so no long just yet. I think we can be patient with the market trying to pull back, ES trying to pull back a little bit. Brendo's at the screen, which means it is time for the small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, a few to get through, so let's jump right into things. We were talking about GFAI just before the open. I mentioned 4, and then 420 was the ultimate top on the actual daily chart. Hasn't been around very long, so only these levels over here on the daily chart to kind of work with. Did get above it briefly, just had too much too soon, so had to lighten up a little bit, put that back on. It ends up holding lower at 420 and then gets flushed all the way back down to 340. It had a problem there at 350 briefly, so watch 350. Still great volume though on GFAI. WeMe, the other one that I really like today, did take out the high, 580 and then 6. If you go to the daily chart, really significant levels for this one. We're all the way back down to 5, kind of holding 5 right now as support. And then DWAC just took the breakdown versus pre-market highs there. Gave you a couple of dollars to the downside, guys, for DWAC as well. Back over to you.
DWAC. Yeah, DWAC, I'm going to hang on to that one for dear life. And I think Tesla might be making its second bounce. Here it gets out to 80. Like I thought it was probably coming down and maybe retesting some of these lows, and you could have an 80 long in front of 75s, that sort of thing. You can see it already starting to reverse back into the upside. I still have different kind of stops we can use just to let you guys know. Like one of them actually shows up as this like turquoise-ish line, I suppose, with the dot there. And that's me if it breaks at 1100. I don't want, like I said, I don't want to be short in front of it, not the second time through. You either got it the first time and banked. Otherwise, if it comes again, I do feel like it's breaking that level. If we see it, it breaks more than likely. And if it doesn't, if it reverses off this level, I think it's more likely to do so off like a 96 or 97. So that would be a more reasonable trade, sort of thinking along those lines. You guys talked about that remark. Yeah, it's already come back in. So it goes all the way to 250, obvious level, and it looks like it's retracing all the way to 2. So, this one was sort of Deadsville and found a bottom yesterday when it broke 2 even. Now it's essentially trying to hold that lower high at $1.75. And again, you have to put context in. Like when this gapped up, it's been all sell since. With one notable exception here, the first time it bounced off 2, it gave you to 250. Look at that. So bouncing off 2 and 250 again today. It has to break that 250 to get any legs under it. Otherwise, it's just still all sell from when it popped in last time. That's just the reality.
All right. Yeah, so Apple coming back in just a little bit here, back down into 147. So, we had this, thought it wanted to go there. Doesn't look like it is anymore, so we'll wait on that one. PaySafe, BarkBox up another 4% today. PSFE, look, this one, again, we know that I think it's either, so Palantir and PaySafe are all kind of around the same, November 8th to the 10th at some point. So we are going to wait for PaySafe, but it's a nice move today, up 3% for the name. It does touch, again, close to $8. Really hoping, again, this is kind of talking up my book because otherwise, there's really no trade here today. It's done, well, actually, 2 million shares is pretty good. It's the 7 bottom seems to have been pretty good. There's also another name, and I'm only talking about it because I think it has a chance to go. So we'll wait to see if it goes. Nice to see AbbVie up today as well. Another name that we like off the bottom here, and again, I don't know. I just, some of these names like Clover, like that PaySafe. And again, PaySafe, I know about it from the gambling side. They do have a lot of contracts there. You can buy little PaySafe reload cards for various online gambling websites and things like that. But Clover trying to get off the bottom. And then also SoFi is a name that has gone and now kind of just hovering around again here. As like these charts today, I don't know, like I'm trying to change them. And so there goes SoFi here off some of these bottoms. I think SoFi, obviously we see SoFi Stadium in the NFL, a little bit more, of a developed company, than a PaySafe or some of these other names that we're talking about here. But SoFi nicely up to the upside here, 2150 recent highs. I still think these bottoms could probably hold. We're in the money on our SoFi trade, so that's fine in the longer term, but needs to hold this $19. So very interested this earnings season for some of these new names, not just the old ones that we continue to trade every single day. And there's your Lucid back to 37.50, man. What a wild ride Lucid was this morning here. See, like, come on.
I'm trying to wait for VWAP to get a reload on that one. I'm trying to wait for 70s on DWAC. And thank you guys for pointing out Snapchat. Down another 3% today. But, I mean, it's getting very close. I tried to bottom pick Snapchat the other day, which might actually showing up here, and got stopped out at 52. And guess what? Like the next day at the open, which is yesterday, it holds 52 to a dime. So sometimes you get that little bottom pick and it's the wrong timing, and you should go back to the well and see if it can work out again. I think 52 could be a good support, about 50 cents away. I'll wait till it gets a lot closer to that and maybe consolidates down there. But yeah, I mean, I certainly see this as an opportunity. It wicked through, it sort of broke those shorts. So anyone that shorted that bottom here immediately got stopped out. And then the same thing happened if you tried to short it in yesterday's action off the pop. I mean, you got stopped out hardcore when it went to 55. So 52 looks like support to me until it's not on Snapchat. So I'm going to park a bid down there in front of 52 even, like very, very tight to it. And then if it consolidates higher, then I would look to get a more aggressive bid on Snap. Just to come back to, forget it, Tesla's not really doing a heck of a lot, so I'm not even going to go to it. I'd rather come back over to Twitter. Because likewise, I mean, whoops, why is that still Snapchat? There you go. I hit Twitter. I did. Likewise, Twitter also falling to the downside. So we know somebody recently sold some Tesla to buy some Twitter and some Coinbase. Well, I mean, if Kathy would want some more shares of Twitter, she's getting an even better price than she did before, because Twitter breaking once again to the lows, pulling out the daily chart, because I think there's room to its next support, which is down at 50 even, 48 to 50, which could come into play on Twitter. I did also say on DWAC I wanted to reload. Sometimes being patient is going to hurt you. It pops, rejects VWAP. I only wanted 70s where I have it the first time. And maybe I might have missed a chance to reload, and that's the only one. Fair enough. I'm not going to chase it. I want to stay with the trend to that downside. If I see a long that I like, which right now can be the bottom on Snapchat or a break on Tesla, whichever one happens to come, then we'll take it. Otherwise, we'll sit back and let these ones work in the money for us on what has been a pretty good Halloween so far.
Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, it's been a...
That was a little delayed.
Yeah, I don't know what
I don't know what happened to that one.
We trying to do this one? Yeah, what is happening with our graphics here? Yeah, it's not working. They're not working anymore for some reason there, Rob and Lucas. Yeah, our animations are really, really super slow. The one that's not working is the cutout face one. So, okay, it doesn't matter. We just won't hit it. All right, so you talked about Twitter to the downside there, as is Snapchat, man. And I guess, I don't know if this is on the Apple report, if there was something in there, or just social media is getting hit again here today, down to 52. I think 52 has been a great bottom for Snapchat. We've talked about trying to get long into 50. So if you like Snapchat here, and again, I think that a lot of their users are younger. That's a good sign for them, obviously. So we'll have to wait to see what happens with this 50 mark coming off right now. So 50 to the downside. Good opportunity, I think, to make a swing trade on Snapchat. But the problem is, guys, the market's at all-time highs, like right now. So, I mean, not today because we're down, but, before, as of yesterday's close or in and around 3 o'clock, whatever it was, we ticked all-time highs. So definitely something to watch out for. We're going to go back into QS here as we did take that trade. We lost $1 on it, of course. We talked about getting out right there at 38, which appears to be a good out because it goes to 27. And now we're going to get back long on this little break of QS. We'll see if we can retest the highs there. Just getting through this. Obviously, if I would have noticed it, we should have gone long there or along through a break, but that was only 28. So we'll give this a couple more cents. We'll take some out if we can get back to 29 again, and then hopefully we can get that bust higher there on QS. What's up, B?
All right, guys, coming up in 15 minutes. We have a half an hour left already. It's morning flying by in 15 minutes. Great guest coming through. He's been here before, along with our friend Kevin O'Leary. Ben Samaru, CEO of WonderFi, swinging by once again. They are getting so close to launching their app. He's going to tell us all about the app, some of the features that it will contain when it is launched, coming very, very shortly. So stick around. 15 minutes for Ben. Let's get a check on what's happening over in Europe. Meanwhile, Miss V, what's up?
Hey Brandon, European markets are mostly negative. Daimler, trading in Germany, is up more than 2% after posting higher quarterly profit despite a 30% drop in Mercedes-Benz sales. Back to you.
Yeah, a bit of a struggle for North America so far. Anyways, 0.3 right now for the S&P, guys.
Back to life, back to reality. That's a jam, by the way, which tells you how old I am. But I'm not doing any more of that. That's enough. Backed is back to 30. We can go back. You know what's crazy? Who is it that hadn't seen Back to the Future around here? And that bugs me because everybody needs to watch that film. It's an absolute classic. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Trader Pratt. Make sure you check that one out. Someone should have dressed as Marty McFly maybe. But 30 even, almost on a dime back got to. Now there's some resistance at 33 as well, but if you think that this is a kind of a weird looking head and shoulders, it kind of is. I just feel like every time this is tried to squeeze last couple of days, it's turned into a gargantuan sell. and it's failed, broken through this 30 like 2 days in a row. If it can't get through it here, it's probably going right back to 25. So bank your profit if you can. And even if it breaks, you're staring at resistance at this 33 level. So it's hard to get behind this thing. It was such a harsh sell-off, and I know it's gotten off the schneid here, but you know, it still feels like this might go not too much further, so make sure you take some profits. Might get my chance in DWAC. I've been waiting for it here to get back up to that 70 level. Oops, 15 minutes not going to do you guys any good. It's trying to get back up to that 70 level, which I think can be a fade. I still have a 71 stop on this thing. And Tesla, that wick is a lie. It's still holding at 1090. It almost psyched me out. Like one of my charts has a wick up at 98, so I thought it might have been trading there.
Yeah, I want to say also a shout out to Marlon. Marlon, if you want to send me the link to that Stoner Cat, I'll definitely have a look at it. I want to get involved with that. This is a 1 minute for WonderFi, but what I want to look at is the daily chart. We got WonderFi on this day, man, $1.50, and it does, I don't know, maybe bottom 130 or whatever. I mean, this is nothing. Nice increased volume to the upside here. And just to tell you guys that we did have them on when they came to IPO there on the NEO exchange, which in ours is coded as Toronto. So WNDR, you can find them right there. Nice move up. Someone said WonderFi has been printing for them. And yeah, I mean, if you're long at 150 there, I mean, you just got a nice little bump to the upside. So, and they haven't even released the app, but that's what we'll talk about very, very soon. I think this is time to reload a little bit here in WDC as it comes right back into this upside again up here. So let's do that. WDC, we just missed it again. Like, oh my God, too busy talking about Stoner Cats with Marlon there. I think that's a Mila Kunis project. So up to 52.50 there. We're going to wait for that one coming through. 52, 52.40, 52.50. Right about here, I think we can start to short again here, WDC. If it takes out this 53, then we're gone. But this is, again, one of my more, I mean, I have a bunch of profitable stocks today, but one of the better ones here is going to be WDC. So let's take another short here. If we can get it right here, it's fine.
Western Digital, ooh, they got beat up. I'm just going to come back to US Steel because it's actually putting in nice support at 25.80 and then higher lows, 26, 26.10, trying to get back into that upside, guys. So I think it's worth one watching out because, look, I like that 27 area. We could revisit it up 12%, man. Like that's a good move for this bad boy. And looks like we're all done on this trade. So I'm not going to use case close. We'll use this one. GFAI. That is loud, man. Double top, that one's working, right? So
it's supposed to scare you.
Double top at 440. We're able to get the last out at 330, so that's a pretty clean move. 330 is also 25% because the math nerd in me is all about that. And I'm literally, and we have this one book that I read my daughter like almost every single day. She wants to read this same story before we go to bed. And it has pi in it, so I'm training her to actually be able to recite pi to like 20 digits because that's how I roll. Wear Star Trek costume and teach my 4-year-old how to memorize pi because that's what I do.
All right. Yeah, good. 15-minute chart looks good on a roll with WDC. Yeah, well, we're trying to get this here. So we double shorted again there, WDC. So now you can see the average price is 36, which is right where we were before. I'm still going to give this to 53. I mean, obviously, this is how I plan the trades. You know, if this goes to the upside, we don't have as many shares on now. And I always talk about trading things off the open and getting those moves. So we have like a violent move down to 50, right? We're like, oh man, we missed it. Well, we had it, first of all, on that move up to 51, and then it crashed back down. And then for some reason, it gave us this reload and then crashed all the way back down again. So like right now, there definitely is not enough momentum to send this thing flying back to the downside here. But I think this is going to be a decent hold, at least to like 51.40, 51.25, something like that, down to the downside. So we will definitely have a look at that, and that's going to be Western Dig. We still are holding on to Apple, of course, as that's now starting to go back upside. I do want to reload if I'm ever able to get something at 146.50 where we're long right now, then we'll take that. It's 70, 80 cents in the money on Apple, so that's going to be a good trade for us. And then, of course, we're waiting for QS to do a little dance because that we're long one more time. And I'm thinking, why not? Let's take out this level one more time, 29, and see how far we want to go from there. But that's Western Digital, guys.
I absolutely love it.
QS.
Guy Savides, that's a great joke. I'm going to use it tonight. What do you get when you divide a pumpkin's circumference by its diameter? Pumpkin pie. And that is worth one of these. First of all, you would never, and we had this discussion, Rob, you would never actually pie somebody with pumpkin pie or any decent pie. It's just, it's a gigantic waste. That's ridiculous. Like I said, I'm all out of GFAI, wow, starting to chew through that one, some trouble, but still holding on to some Lucid here. Now it tried to get to VWAP, it didn't get a reload because it never came close, and now it's working its way back into the downside. So once again, another turnover happening in Lucid, and another one happening in Tesla. And when I said, for a brief second, I thought it was at 98 because this wick here, one of my charts misled me. So it's still holding a lower high. If it does break down, I still like the notion of that 1075 bottom to maybe take a bit of a look here and then see if we can't get a long trade on Tesla. But for now, it looks like that market is coming off just a little bit here. And we got to watch out. I'm just going to go over it if I can, because this is what happened here on the NASDAQ, right? Like it put in a lower high and started reversing. I don't want to see Amazon and Apple start to lead this party. And I think that's your real trouble, because what happened here on Amazon is double top on Amazon, now breaking VWAP itself. You saw the futures, lower high, starting to break down a little bit. So there is some concern. You can check back in on Apple as well. Like if they start breaking these levels, like 3,300 on Amazon, you could really start heading back down deeper into the red, because those are the two that are going to scare everybody, right? So just be a little bit careful. Hang on to, if you got good shorts that are in the money, but if you're long, consider like where you might be thinking about taking some of your profits out, because some of the big names are starting to reverse just a little bit here from what I can tell. We'll see if that ends up being true or not for the rest of the day. One that I ignored, whoops, where's my Plug Power? Because I wanted to talk, we didn't actually trade Plug Power the last couple of days, but I've been having some discussion with some of you guys in the chat, because we like that long. And I think, and I actually said this, I think I was telling you guys, you got to ring the register here, and I know I will, in front of $40. It's a good breakout, and it finally got to that 200 period, finally broke that 36. It is up a couple of percent today, although I know it's pulling back right now. But I just kind of feel like when you get to that gap fill, both on the way up and then on the way down at that 40 level, I think it's going to get there and stall out a little bit. So it's been a good one off that consolidation break, but eventually, some people are going to start selling it off. And it found resistance at 35. I think the same thing's going to happen at 40 for Plug Power. Currently sitting at 38, so still some room to run. It's weird. Like we're down on the ES and the NASDAQ, but that board doesn't look terrible, but some seriously big red squares for sector watch there, Brendo.
Yeah, typical for an earnings season, guys. We'll have a lot of individual big movers kind of offsetting each other. I mean, the market is down, but 0.3 overall for the S&P, so not a terrible day by any stretch of the imagination. We'll start in the tech sector here. The two big ones, obviously, Western Digital and Apple right below it, 3.6 for Apple at this point. And then Western Digital, 8%, just getting crushed today. Offsetting any kind of strength, obviously, in the hardware equipment makers or the software makers over here. VRSN, another one that reported 4% to the upside. These were all also earnings. ENPH, KLAC, MPWR, NVIDIA having a nice day, 1.7. It's been a little bit weak so far this week, so a bit of a bounce back. DVA here in the healthcare group, ABMD, ZBH, and SYK also earnings all to the downside, offsetting any kind of strength from AbbVie there, 4% higher. Gilead, meanwhile, 3% to the downside, so offsetting that. Moderna as well to the downside again today. It's really all about the energy group, though. The entire energy group in negative territory so far, along with crude oil, which is offsetting any kind of strength from really anywhere that I've been able to find. eBay, Etsy, TSCO, and POOL in the retail group back to the upside. Amazon, though, obviously 3.5%. Negativity offsetting that. That's Starbucks, if anyone's wondering. Almost 7% to the downside. So struggling to find enough of these so far today. There are a few, but need a little more positivity maybe to get back to the green side, guys.
Yeah, might need it.
I love when Brendan brings these names, but it just makes me want to punch myself in the face because, first of all, we can put this off for the last little bit. Not only do I want to punch myself for wearing this, but that Starbucks, one more time, guys. We talked about 104 and change on the downside there, and we should have had that, and we didn't. So that's twice, man. We wrote it down. It's on our sticky note. Yeah, I'm not going to wear this this hat. It's on our sticky note, man. 104.20 on the downside there. It's hit it twice, and Starbucks right back up to the upside right there. All right, so WDC, man, there's the last straw for me. So we're gonna see what happens now. If it takes out 53, great. I mean, you're still down that 8%. maybe it was a little bit too much. Like I said, we're not planning on giving anything back. I mean, we are going to give something back, but this was a much bigger trade. And right now, like I have some bids down in here. We'll see if 52 comes through. We're not in trouble here, man. We're out of the money 10 cents, and I'm acting like this is a problem. We've already taken $5 on Facebook today. Look, this trade on Facebook today. I don't know what happened here. It got really super excited off the open, and we were able to take advantage of that. So a good trade right there for me on Facebook today, soon to be Meta, and now it's trying to fade in. So watch out for the market here. Some of these names definitely coming off a bit here, Neil.
Yeah, and I'll say for all the Meta hype, I said it before, and I'll sort of repeat it because when Brendan mentioned NVIDIA, there is a Meta ETF, which is supposed to be tracking like the growth of the metaverse. Like the biggest holdings in that thing are like NVIDIA, AMD's a big one, Roblox is actually pretty big. So I'm telling you, it's not just Facebook now, Meta. So I mean, NVIDIA's now pulling back because look, the market's pulling back. I think that's a little bit here. But NVIDIA, one of the names that's actually up to the upside today, it just broke that support level at VWAP in 253. But I think it's getting a little bit of that run. Some people are talking about that MetX penny stock territory. Yeah, I mean, you guys know right up my alley. Are we looking at something like this, like double top, sort of the same thing we saw over there with GFAI? You put in a double top at the open, that's that rollover trade. I love that setup. Is GFAI gave you just as good of an opportunity, probably a bigger winner because it pulled back further. But hey, nothing wrong with 10% on a penny stock at 70 cents here. Same thing. And then you can play off the lower high here. I usually don't love retesting a short like this at this time of day. A lot of times if it tests this level here, I'm just getting myself into trouble. One of the worst trades you guys might have seen this on the show or just after one of our shows, is I'd made a huge win on Sundial breaking through a dollar, and then it retested the level like right around lunchtime. And I'm like, let's just go back into it. And for whatever reason, like the third time it tested the level, I decided to go for too many shares and got absolutely blown out of the water. So I've learned my lesson there. If you have a great level for a short double top like this, tread a little bit more lightly when it retests it later on in the day because everybody's seeing the same thing. A lot of people are shorting the lower high here at VWAP and they're trapped, and then shorting this as well, and then shorting the top. And the more people trapped, the worse it gets when it eventually breaks.
It's a trap. We talked about WonderFi and their stock and how it was $1.50 when they came on. Now you're at $2.40. So WonderFi coming up very, very soon. We'll talk all about them. We did have Kevin O'Leary on, and now today we're going to see more about the company coming up. We'll talk about the app. Brendan's going to have this for you very, very soon. WDC, what did we say? WDC coming back in, man, short. We have that top again. Am I expecting this? No. But am I expecting this? Yes. So if we can get around 50, I mean, right now I do have a bid at 52.06, which is just right here. I mean, it's a little bit lower, but that's around 52. We did take that out. That's a small win. Remember, we were short 48s, so we just took 18 pennies there on that trade. And all we're kind of doing is stacking up the cash. But right now, you want to talk about cash, let's talk about some WonderFi over with Brendan and our guest of the day.
Hey guys, yeah, if you are unfamiliar, WonderFi is a DeFi-focused technology company looking to simplify the world of DeFi through simplicity and education through their app that is coming very, very soon. CEO and Director Ben Samaru back with us today to discuss the latest goings-on, I guess, Ben, as far as WonderFi is concerned. Great to have you back. We had you on the show back in August for the NEO IPO, very successful NEO IPO. We just saw a look at the chart there. It's done very well so far, to this point. Give us an update. How have things been going as far as development is concerned with WonderFi?
Absolutely. It's great to be back. And things have been going great since our debut. That was August 31st on the NEO. And just very recently, we closed another financing with Canaccord, a $26 million bought deal. Really supportive of what the company is doing, allows us to expedite our product development roadmap. And it also allows us to look at other opportunities in terms of integrations, software, other products that are complementary to what WonderFi is doing. We also recently partnered with a couple of major companies in the space. Circle is one of them, which you are probably familiar with, and another one is DeFi Pulse, which is more specific to the DeFi space, but those open up a lot of opportunities for us in our product and really with helping to fulfill our mission of democratizing finance and providing access to this new wave of finance, which is decentralized finance.
Yeah, we want to obviously talk about the app and what people can expect when we do get our hands on the app for the first time here. But before we do, Ben, let's take a little bit of a higher look here at the space overall. There have been lots of stories of late, it seems, or more stories at least of late, of security issues in this space and some privacy concerns as far as users. What can you say to those maybe a little bit hesitant still to kind of dip their toes into DeFi?
From a security perspective, a lot of the issues that you're seeing, whether it's hacks or people getting their funds compromised, those are happening on experimental and newer protocols within DeFi. So what we're seeing there is people that are at the forefront, that have been in the space for a long time and are experimenting and testing new parts of the technology. Really important for the space, but not good for new users and people that are just getting into DeFi and into crypto. That's WonderFi's target user. And what we're doing to help alleviate that problem is really curating the experience for people within the WonderFi app, steering them away from some of these more experimental technologies that you're seeing headlines about where there's issues in terms of security, and more towards tested, audited, really reliable protocols that provide access to essentially decentralized banking, yield, trading, and all of these core functions that are getting people so excited about DeFi.
Let's talk, obviously, about the app. It is on its way. We had Kevin on back on Wednesday, and he was discussing, and talking very positively, obviously, about the work that the company is doing and the time and the effort being put into this app before it is released to the world soon to come. The app itself going to be broken down into 4 different, sections. Tell us about the first one, which is all about getting started. So if you're brand new to the DeFi world, tell us about that.
Absolutely. Our target is not people that have been in the crypto or DeFi space for a long time. It really is people that have been on the outside looking in and haven't had a good entry point. So we're focused on just lowering the barriers and making things dead simple for people to get in and just start to play and get some exposure in the space. I think it's extremely, extremely important, because right now we're at a stage where less than 1% of people in the world are holding crypto, and even less are accessing DeFi. And what we're running the risk of is that this new transformational technology only gets used by another 1%, which is crypto experts, traders, engineers, and not that mainstream audience, which is going to undermine the goals of DeFi, which really is democratizing finance. So in terms of the app, we're making it really easy for people to get onboarded, to buy their first crypto, and everything is in a non-custodial way, which means users own and control their own assets, and we're empowering people to do that in a really simple way.
Kevin spoke very positively about the trading aspect. Obviously, we want to hear about the trading aspect, Ben. What can people expect when it comes to the app itself, and what will be available on the trading side?
The things that people are getting most excited about in DeFi are trading, because you're able to do it in a decentralized way, peer-to-peer. So you connect with somebody more directly than through an intermediary. So it's more efficient, transparent, and fair. So what WonderFi does is it allows you to trade your assets and get best pricing across all of the decentralized exchanges. So it's extremely useful functionality. The second thing that people are getting excited about is being able to earn interest on their assets. So whether that's through decentralized lending or staking, there's a number of different opportunities to generate yield. And with WonderFi, we're making that really easy. So once you've onboarded and you hold some assets, in a couple of clicks, you can start earning yield on those assets, and you're going to beat what you would be able to get in your traditional savings account in your bank. So that's driving a lot of users into the space, and there's a lot of excitement about that. The last bucket of what we're providing through the app on launch is access to DeFi indexes. So just like people in the traditional investment world want to hold, some of them want to hold individual assets, and some of them want a more diversified holding. We're offering some of the leading DeFi indexes that provide market cap weighted access to the space. And we're doing that in partnership with DeFi Pulse, which is a leading index provider in the space, starting with the DeFi Pulse Index, which is the sort of largest index that's available right now, and it's an extremely good product. And we're looking at launching some additional unique indexes with DeFi Pulse that will provide more customized options for people that have different risk profiles and interests in the space.
The app going to be available, Ben, just to confirm for everyone, both Android and iOS?
Our initial release will just be iOS, but it'll be coming on Android shortly after our iOS release. And
as we said, soon to come for those waiting. Watch out for the WonderFi app. If you're an investor in this company, what can you expect, Ben, from WonderFi going forward here?
We just announced our partnerships with Circle and DeFi Pulse, which I mentioned earlier, and we're really excited about both of those. The partnership with Circle, they're behind USDC, which is the world's largest stablecoin, a super important asset, not just in North America, but globally. You're seeing use of US dollar stablecoins in a lot of emerging markets, and it solves a ton of problems. And so we're working with Circle to provide better access to USDC, and then also provide ways for people to generate interest or yield on USDC. And I mentioned a little bit of what we're working on with DeFi Pulse and exploring a lot of other partnerships with some of these companies that have shared missions and visions with us, which really comes back to, again, how do we make this truly accessible and inclusive finance and work towards that goal of democratizing finance?
It's an exciting time and topic for everyone to kind of digest and get more educated on, because it's only the beginning, I would say, for DeFi in general. WNDR is the ticker, guys, if you're wondering, listed here in Toronto on the NEO Exchange. It's very early. Ben's out in Vancouver on the West Coast, so that's why it's a little bit dark out the window there, Ben. But we appreciate you getting up early to talk about the app. Soon to come, once again, guys. Ben Samaru, CEO and Director of WonderFi. Thanks once again.
My pleasure.
Go to wonder.fi, guys.
There you go, another good one there, Brendan. I was kind of waiting for Ben to just pull out the axe and just start going at. I mean, I don't know. They're pretty cool there. Yeah, actually, you know, Mr. Wonderful, a good guitar player as well.
Yeah,
from my understanding.
For sure, yeah, I saw some videos about that.
100%. So another good interview, but another crazy market. We got 5 minutes left, and then you guys get to see Trader Pratt and Ms. V in their costumes. So we'll get to that in just a quick little bit. I'm out of my Lucid trade because I don't know what the heck it's doing anymore. I actually reloaded it, and just when it broke 38 here, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to get out. It feels like a lot of these names are starting to squeeze back into the upside. And if it's not going to break 36, that's a higher low being put in. I do not want this stock breaking up on me. And we talked about MedX a little bit here. And when I was saying that I didn't like that short off of that high, I'm not sitting there trying to tell somebody not to do it, because ultimately when you have a 71 top, if you short 70, you're risking 1 cent. VWAP is 5 cents away. Risk to reward is fine as long as you get out, right? And I just told you my story of a similar situation where I got, you know, I literally had one of my best days turned into one of my worst days because of a big reload in a similar situation, and it was on sundial, and I'll never forget it. So I was just sort of saying, like, that same sort of thing was setting up here on MedX. I did go back over to WeMe, which pushed up, rejected VWAP, and once it rejected, that was good for a reload, and I'll take that trade on the way back down when it retraces. And I got a little bit left here. I'll get some out in front of 5, maybe hold the rest for that original 475 target. WeMe started as a long for me. When it rejected, it turned into a short off those lower highs, and still forming a bit of that pattern, so that's still working. DWAC is still in the money, even though it tested back to the upside, so those are the only two left I have on. And before we go back to you, Sean, Tesla, it got to 95, thought I was going to do it. I'm still looking for that 1100 break. It might have to wait for power hour at this point for the Tesla break.
It may just have to, and we'll go a little scary trade here on QS. We'll see if it now takes out 29. We wanted to make sure we got some profit there. Got out at 75, so a nice little move upside for QS. Apple as well, upside, and then WDC broke. It came right back in, but it broke right there, so we had to get out of the WDC. Still a profitable name for us today. Everything's in the money for us except for QS today, but this is position pending. We take $1 hit there. We make, that's 24 up, so we make 50, 70 cents back or so. Sorry, 60 cents back. on that trade. And then we don't show our nets, but you can devise whatever you want. Yesterday here, the top traders in Day Trade the World. Yesterday trading everything, 115,000 for one trader, another trader 68,000, New York and NASDAQ. You know, these are all the markets that we have, 61, 26, 23, 13, so on and so forth. Then you go down here, some Forex, some ICE futures, Madrid, and then it gets all messed up because something happens with the algorithm once we get around 8 and 9. So
you know, I know what it is.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. What is it?
No, it's just, it's one of those things like to encourage people to day trade the world to trade more markets. There's a limit to how many North American top traders they will show. Otherwise, the entire top 10 is going to be all North America, right? So
yeah, it's a little
it's just to be able to highlight that there's traders trading and making money in other markets internally for us.
Yep. Okay, so that's good, and that makes a lot of sense. QS still going to the upside. We still have Apple as well, and we're just getting ready to throw it over to Miss V and Trader Prad for the Memes and Movers show. It's going to be a very, very good Halloween, but let's go see what national day it is.
What could it be?
Hey guys, thank you very much for spending this week with us. I hope this month was profitable for you. And of course, thank you for all the super chats, all the nice words on the chat, and welcome all the new members. We love you guys. Also, we need just 200 more likes to reach 2,000. So please make sure you like this video, and happy Halloween, everyone.
Oh, that's what it is. I was wondering what day it was going to be today, but happy Halloween to everybody out there as well. Hopefully these aren't too scary there. But they put that back up there. That was pretty cool. With that, there it is. Yeah, that's awesome. Nice pumpkins there. We really like that. So happy Halloween to everybody. Just be safe out there. That's really the only thing you can do these days.
Yeah, and look, it's one of the things you can do. Be safe, have fun, go trick-or-treating with your kids if you can, or just if you like doing it yourself. But I'm kind of curious because it is Halloween. Favorite horror movie, Sean? What is your favorite horror movie of all time? Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I kind of like the Friday the 13th, like just all of them. I was trying to think like if there's one that's better than the other, but yeah, I don't really have one. But I mean, I'm not a huge horror guy, to be honest with you.
You're like my wife. She won't even watch them.
Really? My wife's the opposite. She loves them, so I don't know.
I'm a gigantic fan, but I'm gonna give you guys one because I'm a nerd, and you guys know that. So Undercover, it's a sci-fi, but it is scary as all heck, and it's called Event Horizon. The ship goes to hell and comes back. It's awesome.
Did you just ruin it or no? People could still watch it.
No, that's, I mean, yeah, that's, you know that.
There was, you know what I thought that was pretty cool with Get Out? I thought.
That's a good one, man. Go watch that.
Hot dogs. I don't know, does that count as a horror?
Shining's pretty good.
Yeah, well, exactly. So now that we start talking about them, a little more obvious, guys, put in the chat what your favorite Halloween, or what would you say? No, you said horror movie.
Horror movie.
But we didn't ask Brendan yet.
I was actually going to say that. I mean, you got to go to a classic like The Shining, Jack Nicholson. Like, how can you go wrong with that? That's a great.
Cabin in the Woods. Yeah, there's some.
That's a good one. Cabin in the Woods.
Somebody said scary movie.
Yeah.
I mean, some people like Hostel. I
Sharknado. Yeah, that's pretty scary. I mean, imagine sharks flying around like a major city. Like, I mean, my kids would be like, oh, what's
that guy's name? Ian Ziering or?
Yeah, Beverly Hills 90210, dude.
That's
Beverly Hills Ninja.
No, Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, I know.
He did that and he did Sharknado, and I'm sure like whatever, man.
Oh, yeah. What was his name?
Ian Ziering.
Oh, Ian Ziering. That's what you guys talking about. Yeah, that was a great movie.
How you
Wasn't
knew
there
him?
like 4 or 5 Sharknadoes?
Like at least
like
5.
12. I think.
No, there's like 5 or 6.
There's a lot.
There
far too many.
They're a bit much, man. But hey,
let's get the hell out of here.
Let's get out of here. You guys are all curious to see Trader Prad and Miss V dressed up, so let's kick it right over to them. Let's go.
Welcome back to Beams and Movers. It is Halloween. I'm your host, Trader Nav. This is Miss V over here.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you're having fun so far. Please be active on the chat, ask us anything, share what you trade, and of course, give us a like. We would really appreciate